is the beautiful Alicia Fox.
Spoke to you and said this, Bob, but my name's Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Loaded up with alcohol, more specifically vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke!
3 ain't enough now, I need 5. Welcome in Jim, Ryan, Matt, Tim, and intern Mark.
And after tonight, none of you in this ring will ever be the same again.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 3 Count Thursday, live here on our Facebook page. It is Thursday, January 24th, 2019. We are the podcast of the millennium. We have tons to talk about this week, including the best ref in the business and taking over. But first, make sure you are following along with our home network and GSC Sports and the sponsor of this show, Alicia's Pillows and Things. You can head over there where you'll find the home decor you will not be able to resist at prices anybody can afford. There you will find pillows and stools featuring your favorite sports teams. Also, you will see sets with your kids' favorite cartoon or movie characters. You can get full body and neck pillows as well. Log on to ngscsports.com, find the Alicia's Pillows and Things tab on the homepage, and place your order. The full team's back together this week. Ryan, how you doing, bud?
You don't know me.
Okay. Tim, how are you?
I'm great. I got to watch Ryan struggle with his phone during your spiel.
The entire intro, I was trying to get my phone to just sit up, and it just kept falling.
He's just so like limp noodling, just
And I just
falling
wouldn't
down.
stop it.
Limp Noodle. That was your
Limp
nickname in
noodling?
college, was it not, Ryan?
What are you doing with your... Never mind.
Never
I won't
mind.
go there.
Welcome into the show. For those following along in the live video, we appreciate you joining us for the ride. Scotty with some compliments, although I don't like bringing real news organizations into the comments, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think we are better than Dave Meltzer, though. I don't think that's very hard. We'll get to that, the news of the day or the fake news of the day. But guys, we're trying to get people to help us out here.
Tell them about it.
Yeah, the WrestlingRadioAwards.com.
What was that again?
WrestlingRadioAwards.com is currently taking nominations for different things like Match of the Year, Superstar of the Year. But there's a little category there for live show, and that's what we do each and every week right here on Thursday nights. So if you've ever liked what we do here and appreciate what we do here, head over again, WrestlingRadioAwards.com. Throw us a nomination right there in the, on the homepage. You'll see it. Just enter 3 Count Thursday, and that's all you got to do.
The number 3 count.
Number 3 Count Thursday.
Yes.
All you got to do, and you just got to do that once a day.
Yeah, you can vote multiple days, just one time a day.
One time a
for
day.
us.
Otherwise, they will erase all your votes. So head over again. Just bookmark it. Head over there every day.
Oh, Scott said he'll vote Superstar of the Year as Tim.
Oh, that's awesome.
High praise.
Congratulations, Tim. Again, if you're following along in the live video, give it a like, give it a share. We'd appreciate that. In just a couple of minutes, we're going to have Bryce Remsburg, one of our favorite referees in the entire business,
So good. He's a
joining
great
us
ref.
here. Absolutely is. So we'll have him joining us on February 1st. Ariel and Nick's. There will be a website exclusive.
She's fantastic. I love her.
Interview dropping again over at 3countthursday.com, and then Julie Reel on March 1st. There'll be a website exclusive.
That is for real.
Absolutely. Again, always head over to 3countthursday.com where we have all of our social media links, our YouTube link, our merchandise links, our collar and elbow brand deal, and much, much more over at 3countthursday.com. 6 indie shows on the calendar this weekend, boys.
What?
Yeah, I guess everybody wants to fill that weekend between the NFL playoffs and the Super Bowl. So it kicks off with MCW Winter Blast in Felton, Delaware tomorrow night.
Yes.
The show Ryan and I will be heading to on Saturday. PPW presents New Beginnings and One Night Only with Impact Wrestling up in Hazleton on Saturday.
That's a new show alert for us. We've never been up to PPW.
Yes, we have never been up to Hazleton.
Heard
Frank
great
Boris
things.
has been encouraging us to get up there for a long time. We're finally going to make the trip. Tim, you'll be down, and we'll get to some of the matches and things to look forward to at Excellence Professional Wrestling presents Project Blue Book, I believe is that the correct?
That is correct, sir.
Awesome. In Sellersville, PA on Saturday night. And then there's also CCW Bloodlines that is coming to
Marysville, Quebec.
Marysville, not Quebec, Marysville, Pennsylvania.
Marysville, that's right outside of Harrisburg. Then.
That is right outside of Harrisburg.
So much closer. Why would you go there?
I mean, the home of Kevin Owens would be a great place to take in a show, but you can just go just up near Harrisburg and see one as well. But that is
what? I bet you'll see Devin up there. I think he still works for them.
I believe so.
Big Dick.
Devin, you can confirm with that. You can confirm or deny it, I suppose.
Or deny.
MCW Winter Blast in Manchester, Maryland on Saturday night.
In England.
And then on Sunday, there is H2O Presents Subterranean Violence number 4 in Williamstown, New Jersey on Sunday afternoon. So
it's at the H2O Arena out there in New Jersey.
Absolutely. So there is lots of indie wrestling to go around this weekend. And again, if you're not in the Mid-Atlantic Northeast area where we're from, and you don't know where there's a independent company near you, reach out to us. We will do our absolute best.
Send us a message. We will find you an independent wrestling company to go support.
Absolutely.
Our commitment to you, the listener.
Yeah, 110%. And Tim, we have a great guest. I need to get a drink of water. Tell the people why we have this great guest on, and then we'll get to Bryce here in just a second.
Absolutely. Well, our guest tonight is here in honor of a national holiday coming up in the beginning stages of February. February 10th this year, National Pro Wrestling Day has come once again. It's the 6th annual National Pro Wrestling Day, and this year it will be held in Lancaster, Pennsylvania at Telus 360. It is a free event to
Best
all.
price ever.
But they will be collecting donations on site for a charity. We'll let our guests talk about that charity and so much more. But joining us tonight is the senior official of Chikara, as well as the director of fun, Mr. Bryce Remsburg.
Bryce, welcome in.
Good evening. Good evening, gentlemen. Thanks for having me. Did your bosses give you National Pro Wrestling Day off work this year?
I do have it off. It is my favorite holiday in all of February.
Great. It's my favorite holiday the whole year. I mean, there's a National Hamburger Day. There's a National Take Your Ferret to Work Day. There's a holiday for everything. So we decided to go ahead and make up our own National Pro Wrestling Day. It happens roughly around February. A different charity every year, a different location every year. I am honored and pleased and pumped and excited and all of the above to bring it with me to Lancaster this year, as you said, Sunday afternoon, February 10th. All ages event, totally free. Charitable donation is welcome, but not mandatory. Bringing all the stars of Chikara with me, and I'm super pumped. Have you gentlemen had the pleasure to be inside Telus 360 yet?
I have not.
I have, actually.
Yeah, I've been to Telus. It's very nice. It's a very nice venue. Couldn't have picked a better spot, Bryce.
Yeah, no, I toured 4 different venues in Lancaster to select a place, and this was my first choice. And I'm so glad it worked out because this is the place that I really wanted to have it. And they've actually remodeled over the last few weeks. Actually, the temple, the large room, is even bigger. Previously, the bar was on the side. It would have been a tight fit with the ring. Now the bar's at the end. Plenty of room for everybody. Standing room, seats on the stage. It's going to be great, and hopefully we can have it totally packed and rocking on Sunday, February 10th. Fingers crossed. All, the Pro Wrestling Day gods align. This can become a regular stop for Chikara here in Lancaster because I really feel like I'm sure you guys have covered this in great detail on your show. The market, the Central Pennsylvania market, exceptionally downtown Lancaster, is ripe for something like this. Chikara is fun for children. It's fun for hipsters. It's fun for grandparents. It's fun for dogs. Everyone has a good time at Chikara, and I think something like this is the perfect fit for 2019 Center City downtown Lancaster.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bryce, just a little bit of background on yourself and kind of on Chikara for those that aren't really familiar with it. You know, for you yourself, you've come a long way from Gen 1 original to senior official to director of fun. But give our audience and for anyone that is unaware of what Chikara is and all of that and how you kind of got caught up specifically in their world.
Oh, well, I'm under a distinct hush agreement. No, I'm just kidding. Chikara is our tagline is it's a comic book come to life. It's a fun-filled lucha super party. We're not here to insult anyone's intelligence. We've been known for our long, intrinsic, years-long storylines, but you don't need to know those to follow. It's like you walk into a Marvel movie in the movie theater. You don't know all the background of Spider-Man, but you know you're going to have a good time because it's a good movie, and that's what we hope to achieve. Anything that doesn't fit within the confines of a PG movie doesn't fit in our events. We've been doing intergender matches since 2002, way before it was in vogue and fashionable. Ice cream cones wrestle ants, Cyberhawks wrestle proletariat boars. No gender lines, no species lines. Equal fights, equal rights. One part Cirque du Soleil, one part Marvel Live, one part pro wrestling, new generation WWF era, my favorite personally, and maybe a splash of like theatrics involved, kind of make the Chikara package. It is a very good entry level for, we all have had those girlfriends that didn't quite understand that quote unquote pro wrestling thing. Chikara is a great entry point. It is, my now wife, when we were dating, would bring her friends to Chikara shows because she doesn't care about pro wrestling, but this weird, ridiculous thing was fun to her. There's a bar at Tellus 360, wink, wink, if that helps the time you may have. It's a wonderful Irish pub with 4 floors of bars. But yeah, it's wrestling for the non-wrestling fan. It's a good time had by all. My 2-year-old son loves it. Fun for all ages, and there's no better opportunity to give us a try than on National Pro Wrestling Day. As you mentioned, thank you amazingly. Thanks to our friends at Tellus 360. Thanks to, everybody on the Chikara roster. Everyone is volunteering their time, volunteering their space. We're trying to put a positive spin on the 2 words that are pro wrestling. There's a negative stigma to a lot of people, especially locally, I understand, as I've gone to try to hang up posters in some places. The words pro wrestling are bad words around here. We're trying to change that. We're trying to explore the positive power of professional wrestling. We're bringing a ring. We're bringing our crew. We're going to bring a fun event to a fun place on a Sunday afternoon. It will cost you $0 and 0 cents to come check it out. If you're so inclined to give a little bit of money, that goes directly to a charity. It stays right here locally in Lancaster. It is a no-risk affair. You show up, you watch a couple matches. It's not for you. You go about your afternoon, no problem. No harm, no foul.
Exactly.
We're trying to reinvent the indie wrestling wheel here in the Lancaster area. We're trying to offer up a new flavor of ice cream. Maybe those have not tried before. Maybe a couple new colors on the art palette we can paint with here in Lancaster. We're offering something new, and like I said, it could not be easier or more stress-free or more risk-free to get on the bike and give it a try for us. That's all we're asking. Give it a shot. Come check it out. Bring the non-wrestling fan in your life. Bring the wrestling fan in your life. Bring your kids. Bring your grandparents. Bring your mailman. We're just exploring what we can possibly do here together in Lancaster. And on a wing and a prayer, fingers crossed, we'll have a full house at Tellus 360 on Sunday afternoon, February 10th.
If there's any group that can do it, it's absolutely Chikara. To change the stigma of pro wrestling anywhere, I'll put my money on Chikara 8 days of the week for sure.
There's only 7. Spoiler alert.
Exactly. Even if somewhere along the line we decided to get rid of daylight savings time and we had to create that 8th day, that is the day also that I would bet on Chikara for that. But you've mentioned
All right.
you've mentioned
Double
the
or
cast of
nothing.
characters.
I'm
You've
all
mentioned you've mentioned all the cast of characters that you can see in Chikara, and one of my personal favorites of the Chikara of the pantheon of all great characters through Chikara is the late great Dragon.
We hardly knew him.
I know, and so I'm curious. I know that it's very hard to play favorites as the director of fun, but
Sure.
since you've been there since day one, who is like, if you could pick like a top 5 of your favorite characters that have made their way in and out of Chikara, who would you say would be the most fun?
My 2 of my favorites of all time are no longer on the roster. This is no disrespect to our current roster. We have a very talented, young, hungry, amazing roster. But 2 of my favorites of all time are a character that I perhaps had a hand or an idea or a creative stroke in creating. Was someone by the name of Smooth Sailin' Ashley Remington.
Aha!
He has since gone out to sea. We haven't seen him while he showed up on a cruise recently, I understand.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen him since. Really handsome fella. Hope he's doing well. Hope he's up to good things. But yes, he and another gentleman, he was a band leader by the name of Archibald Peck.
Archie.
Right. He is also, I understand, in another life, he is moonlit as an attorney. He is moonlit as the host of a basketball podcast.
Yes.
He's a very busy man, but I'm a big fan of Archibald Peck and Ashley Remington. If you are looking to get caught up, if you are curious, we have a streaming service called Chikaratopia.com, which is merged with the good folks at IndependentWrestling.tv, formerly known as Powerbomb TV. I believe the Chikara seasons up to 2011 are on Independent Wrestling TV, but every Chikara event ever of all time that was filmed is on Chikaratopia.com. Both have free trials, 7-day free trial. As we speak right now, we are, I believe, 17 days from National Pro Wrestling Day at the IndependentWrestling.tv website. There you get a 20-day free trial with promo code Chikara. So you could sign up now, watch as many of the back events as you want, and be all caught up as we roll into National Pro Wrestling Day. I can tell you that we are trying to figure out whether or not we can stream the event live. It will definitely be filmed. It might be video on demand the next day. But we're actually meeting at TELUS this coming Tuesday to figure out, this is above my pay grade, the internet connections and all that stuff. I don't understand that stuff. I pay someone to do that as director of fun. But we're going to go run some tests and figure some stuff out and see if it is possible physically, internetually, technologically to live stream National Pro Wrestling Day. We are working on it. We do hope to be able to do it so everyone can, we can throw in a telethon aspect as well and raise as much money as we can for the Arch Street Center, which is located right here, about a mile from where I'm sitting right now in my bedroom in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Absolutely. And let's talk about...
Perfect timing, guys. Just so you know, my wife she would not let me talk. The season finale of The Good Place is on right now.
Oh, my.
And I was banished to the bedroom. I said, joke's on you. I got a podcast to you, baby.
As a married man myself, it is much safer just to listen and go whatever corner of the house that you're banished to. But
it worked perfectly. She's doing that. I'm doing this. All's right with the world.
Perfect.
All right, now you had talked about the Arch Street Center. Let's talk about that a little bit. And we're really going to get into National Pro Wrestling Day with you at this time. Let's talk about that first. How did the idea of National Pro Wrestling Day come to fruition?
Well, it was, as I glossed over earlier, it was really an effort to make a connection to the positive power of pro wrestling. There's a lot of, in the mainstream or the uninitiated mind, when you talk about wrestling, you think, those are the guys that do steroids and yell a lot, which, sure, when we were kids was actually true, but it's not true now. Pro wrestling is a community. I've met some of my best friends in my life because of pro wrestling. I've had some of the other Gen 1 originals were at my wedding, and I've been to their weddings. Like, these are my college brothers. I'll be in their lives forever. Like, I can't imagine my life without pro wrestling. I can't imagine my life without Chikara. That's positive power that it's brought me. So the least we think we can do is to bring that positive power back to other people. So every National Pro Wrestling Day since the first one back in 2013 in Philadelphia has been completely free. You're welcome to give a donation. It's not mandatory. No one's going to roll their eyes. No one's going to peer pressure you. We just want you to come experience pro wrestling, experience Chikara. We personally feel that the best way to experience Chikara is in a live event atmosphere. We've never been to Lancaster. We've never promoted in almost 17 years of Chikara. There's never been a Chikara event in the 717 area code.
Wow.
I grew up in Palmyra. I live in Lancaster. I am so excited to bring something that I love so much to a place that I love so much. I just moved to Lancaster in August. It's my new home. I've come to really enjoy it. I've kind of been keeping my antenna up, no colony pun intended, to see what goes on around here, where the place is. And Telus 360 is the place. The Arch Street Center is the charity. The Arch Street Center is a wonderful facility right here in Lancaster, kind of off the beaten path. If we have local fans listening, they're about 2 blocks from Clipper Magazine Stadium. They're actually not on Arch Street anymore. They're on Market Street, but they're tucked in the back street. They're kind of off the beaten path. A lot of people don't know about them, which the same could be said about Chikara in Lancaster. We're new to town. Not a lot of people know that we exist, except the Arch Street Center has been around for 35 years. They're in their 36th year of operation. They kind of offer a place for people to feel like they belong. It's a center for adults with mental illness, that their mental illness unfortunately renders them, in many cases, unemployable. Not unemployable. It's hard for them to hold down a job. So the Arch Street Center is open almost identical to business hours, 10 to 5, 10 to 6 every day. Need a place to go, have lunch, have dinner, do your laundry, take a shower, play a little pool, play a little Nintendo Wii, catch up on emails, catch up on phone calls, play some board games. It's basically just kind of a place for people to feel like they belong. And a lot of them are on the autism spectrum. A lot of we've found, for whatever reason, a scientific reason I don't quite understand, folks on the autistic spectrum really enjoy Chikara. Maybe it's the colors and the moving parts and the whatever it is. So when I was talking to Telus 360 back in October, they mentioned to me about this place that I'd never heard of called the Arch Street Center. I went over there and met with them, gave them a couple DVDs, and they were hooked. They love Chikara. So there'll be an entire VIP area at National Pro Wrestling Day. The Arch Street Center has a couple of vans. They're going to load up the vans. All the members are going to come over, and they're going to be treated like royalty at National Pro Wrestling Day. The day is for them. It's for Lancaster. It's for us. It's a wonderful facility that doesn't exist in every town, unfortunately. There isn't an Arch Street Center in every community. Lancaster's lucky to have one, and we're lucky to be able to present this event for them. In sponsorship money alone, we've already raised over $2,700 for the Arch Street Center, which is,
wonderful.
Between the wrestling community and the Lancaster community, it's amazing. Our goal is to top $5,000 by the time we leave National Pro Wrestling Day. We're going to have a donation button set up on chikarapro.com and our Facebook page and all that during the event, and we're going to be collecting money live. We're going to be doing a raffle intermission. So many wonderful local businesses have donated distillery tours of the Stolen Wolf distillery right there in Lititz, where you guys are right now.
Yeah, kind of right around the corner from us here.
Yeah, right. The Going Bananas has donated a whole fun place, so we're ranging from kids to adults. Dipco right downtown Lancaster, right by the Central Market, the dispensing company. They just reopened after a fire. We have a gift card from them. We have a gift card from the Bread Peddler, which is a new restaurant in town. We got some swag, some goodies, all hands on deck. And I can't explain this enough. What a team effort this is. Awesome. It's every single member of the Chikara roster is donating their time for this. No one is making a dollar. The Telus 360 has donated their space to us. They've opened their doors for us to come in, load the ring. They're taking a chance on us. They've had concerts, they've had burlesque, they've had acrobatic stuff, and they're opening the doors and letting us come in and do what we do there for the good of the community. I can't say enough great things about the wonderful people at Telus 360 and just rolling the dice on us, something they know next to nothing about. The state of Pennsylvania insists that you have a doctor on staff, at an event present live. Our doctor's donating his time. He's waiving his fee. He wants to give the money to the charity. The Penske, the truck rental people, we have to, load the ring at the Wrestle Factory in Philadelphia, bring it out to Lancaster. They're helping us get a discount. Everyone from the top to the bottom is just making this such a wonderful team effort between the Chikara staff and roster and the Lancaster community just again, it's like moving to realize like how everyone is working together to make this event happen for Lancaster. And it's been exciting for me as a transplant, as a newbie to Lancaster, as someone who just moved here 5 or 6 months ago, to learn how many great off-center I don't mean weird as a derogatory term, I mean weird as a compliment, type people and things that are here in Lancaster. The Dutchland Rollers is a roller derby league. They're sponsors of the event. There's an event called Zenkai Con, which is a anime and cosplay convention in March every year, right in Center City, Lancaster. They're sponsoring the event. There's an art space and a brewery called Wacker Brewing Company, which is right by my house. They're awesome. If you guys haven't been, you should totally check it out. Wacker are the best. They've been amazing with their time and energy and help with spreading the word about the event. There's a gaming store called Farbo, which is basically right across the street from Tellus, right in Center City, Lancaster. And Zotropolis, which is an independent movie theater with a distillery coming on the way. They've been great to work with. They're showing our posters on their wait screens. Like if you go see a movie at Zotropolis and you're waiting for the movie to start, you're going to see a National Pro Wrestling Day poster. Wow. The guys that designed the poster donated their time. Like on and on and on. It's just an amazing team effort, and I'm so excited to be a part of something and to help bring something that I'm so excited about to a place that I'm so excited about in front of people I'm so excited about. So, and this is not to discount you fine gentlemen at 3 Count Thursday, which, is my favorite. One better than 2 Count Thursday as a referee. I appreciate the finality. I appreciate you closing the loop. But giving me a platform to come on and talk about this is exciting. It's all hands on deck. It's a team effort. We're all in this together. Nobody's making a penny. Nobody's making a nickel. Nobody's making a dime. We're just here to bring a good thing to a good place for good people, and it's exciting. I just said good place twice in 2 different ways in the same interview. So achievement unlocked.
And all donations, again, going to the Arch Street Center, which is a great cause. So let's talk about the action. Are we at a spot where we can talk about some of the matches that the fans are going to see at National Pro Wrestling Day?
We can. I believe we have 6 out of 7 announced, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Let me...
go ahead.
Go ahead, Bryce.
Today we just announced actually a 4-corner tag team match in under the Chikara rule system. A tag team needs to win 3 consecutive matches to challenge for Los Campeonatos de Parejas, which are our version of tag team championships. So we announced a 4-corner tag team match just today. The tag team of the Bird and the Bee, which is Solo Darling and Willow Nightingale, will take on the Colony, which will take on the Proteus Wheel, and they will take on Los Ice Creams, which is going to be a wild and woolly affair, to be sure. If one of those teams can eliminate all the other 3 teams in that match, they have fast-tracked themselves to a championship match. Speaking of those championships, we are in kind of a situation, a bit of a cliffhanger from our previous season finale, which was season 19. This will be the season 20 premiere in Lancaster on February 10th. Our current champions don't quite get along. They're not quite on the same page, but they're both, well-seasoned professional wrestlers. They have our tag team championships. Princess Kimberly, she was Abby Lace in NXT. She's a former grand champion of Chikara. And the Whisper will defend their titles against Cornelius Crummels and Sonny Defarge, who are former champions. They have their work cut out for them. We're talking about Missile Assault Man one-on-one with Juan Francisco de Coronado. These guys have had some epic battles, some wars. If Papa Dave Meltzer were here, he'd be rolling out the stars for these guys. They tear the house out every time they're in the same ring. Mm-hmm. Hopefully the windows are reinforced to Tellus 360. And what else do we have on tap? We have
Cyberhawks and Fist.
Travis Huckabee and Tony Deppen, the 717's own, a legacy wrestling, a PWE mainstay. Tony Deppen are going to be taking on Cyberhawks 2000, which is a Razorhawk and Dangerhawk, the flyest birds in all of the galaxy. And what else do we have? I don't know.
There was Officer Barksdale.
Oh, yes, Officer Barksdale will take on Hollow Wicked, who's a fellow Gen 1 original, a 17-year pro, a 2-time grand champion. Hollow Wicked is a trainer over at the Wrestle Factory. He's kind of like the measuring stick in the Chikara ring. Mm-hmm. So Officer Barksdale, one of the newer graduates of the Wrestle Factory, will be testing his mettle against one of our finest exports Hollow Wicked is a kind of a name that's been synonymous with Chikara for the past 17 years. He's been all over the world. He's one of the most underrated, finest pro wrestlers. If Officer Barksdale can hang with him, he can hang with just about anyone.
And
I think I'm forgetting one.
The other one that was announced, and I don't remember the name fully. It's Still Life, and there's a fruit involved.
Sure. Yes. We have a stable called the Nouveau Aesthetic, which are kind of postmodern artists. Mm-hmm. There's one named Blank, who was formerly known as Race Jackson. He wears a mask now. He will be in the corner of his prized exhibit, which is his full wrestling name. It's really hard to chant, so bear with me. Still Life with Apricots and Pears. That's his art exhibit. He'll be going one-on-one with the elite talents of Miss Penelope Ford. As we said, equal rights, equal fights. We have a couple of intergender matches on the card. No big deal. I believe we have one more to announce. That's 6 out of 7. And I am told that our interim grand champion, Dasher Hatfield, will be in the house as well. So it's going to get interesting. It's going to be a whole thing. We're kicking off a new season in a place we've never been, and I'm so excited to, as I said, bring a thing that I love to a place I love in the spirit of a thing that I love. And hopefully I'll see all you gentlemen's beautiful smiling faces in the house at Telus 360.
Yeah, we absolutely are planning on attending that great event coming up on Sunday, February 10th. We'll give another chance later on as we wrap up the interview to plug again all of the great information about this event. But for me, I am a huge Ready to Rumble fan. These guys mock me on a regular basis of my love of that great piece of professional wrestling film. You recently had the opportunity to link up with former WCW world champion David Arquette at an event. What was it like being with the Gordy Boggs?
Well, let me tell you something. I will not and cannot say a negative word about David Arquette.
Awesome.
This dude does not need to do this. He is, he'll find money somehow, some way. His meet and greet line, I was shared a ring with him at WrestlePalooza in Minneapolis, Minnesota 2 or 3 weeks ago. He wrestled Colt Cabana. And this guy couldn't have been nicer to the fans, to the guys in the locker room. He's just like a legitimate fan. He was watching the rest of the show. He was so nervous before he went out. His meet and greet line was moving so slow because he was stopping and having a conversation with everyone, learning their name. There was a nod. He actually beat Colt Cabana with a diamond cutter. Awesome. Which is a nod to the movie. Awesome. Cabana got up on the top rope and said, "I will rule you."
Yes.
Yeah, right?
That is awesome.
There weren't enough people for a 4-post massacre, unfortunately. But like, I don't know what he charges, but he's worth every penny. He could have been a nicer guy to everyone in the locker room, in the crowd, just amazing, off the charts experience. And then he, when it was over, he tweeted me and said, "Great job, thanks, Bryce." And I was like, "Well,
nice.
I'm going to print this out and put it in the refrigerator like it's a report card, right?"
Exactly.
And my wife was like, "Maybe we'll put it on the side." I was like, "No, we're putting it on the front of the refrigerator." So for now, it's there on a frame. We'll see. When my son gets old enough to actually do impressive things, then we'll move it upside. But for now, David Arquette's kind words are top of the pops for me. If there are any promoters listening, above and beyond the Call of Duty, I cannot say an even partially negative thing about him.
Awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know the missus, but you can tell her from us that does belong on the front, at least for the time being. At least for the time being.
Okay, I'll pass it on. She'll be like, "Are they 2 counts?" No, I'll say
That's
3
3.
counts Thursday, please.
Right.
How dare you underserve them with a kick out?
Exactly. We closed that up.
That's right.
So, Bryce, kind of in the same vein, do you have a favorite wrestling memory that you were part of?
Oh man,
Chikara or not even. We can branch out.
My favorite probably, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with a guy called Sweet and Sour Larry Sweeney.
Mm-hmm.
He was he started with Chikara and he kind of blew up. He was a manager of the Ring of Honor. He was an enigmatic, one-of-a-kind talent. Unfortunately, he struggled with mental illness, which is unfortunately why he took his own life in 2011. Not to cast a weird spell over things, but that's why mental illness is so close to our hearts at Chikara.
Right.
And we named, the year that he unfortunately passed on, we named a tournament after him. Chikara existed for 9 years without a primary singles championship. We had tag team titles. We had like a rookies title we called the Young Lions Cup. We did not have a headline championship, which is now known as the Grand Championship of Chikara. So we named the tournament to crown the first grand champion after Larry Sweeney. It was called the 12 Large Summit. So this, 6 or 7 month, 12-person round-robin tournament all kind of culminated with the first Chikara iPay-per-view, which is what they were called back then before they were, before you could stream on your phones. You'd order an iPay-per-view. You'd watch wrestling on your laptop or your computer, which was a big deal in 2011. And the main event of the first Chikara iPay-per-view was Mike Quackenbush, the founder of Chikara, against Eddie Kingston, who was Sweeney's best friend, fighting for this title. And I was the referee for the match. It really felt like that night is when Chikara arrived. It was, the world saw it. We had 800 people in the ECW arena in South Philadelphia, and it was just professionally and emotionally, it was so fulfilling for what we did for Sweeney's memory, what we did for Chikara. Just it was an amazing night, and I will be hard pressed to beat that as a memory. I am, however, this is a bit of future prognosticating, but I have been lucky enough to referee in I think 30 or 31 states and 6 countries, and in front of all kinds of different crowds of people, from crowds as small as 10 or 15 people to as big as 2,500 people at the Hammerstein Ballroom or the Manhattan Center in New York City. But on May 25th, I'm going to be refereeing at the MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas.
Wow.
In front of, I don't know, I believe it holds 17,000 people. I don't know if it will sell out. Tickets aren't even on sale yet. But, the fact that, someone like me who's been at the game for such a long time gets to do something like this, in my 18th year as a referee is really exciting and fulfilling. And, keep your eyes peeled to what the good gentlemen at All Elite Wrestling are doing, because I think they have a vision that is different than anything we've seen before. And I think they have something to offer the wrestling world that hasn't been offered previously.
Awesome.
That's fair to say.
Congratulations on that. And 17,000 is a little bit more than normally tunes into 3 count. Just a little bit, though.
That's a couple
really,
more.
really good. Wow. Congratulations.
You guys usually peak around 16.5, right?
Yeah, right around there.
We're not going to
around
brag
there.
about it, but yeah. Wow, I'm taking it back, Bryce. That's awesome. I was already excited for All Elite Wrestling, but now that I know that you're officially all in,
it's one show. It's
Hey,
I'm really nice. I'm really glad that
one is
I
one.
picked the Young Bucks up. But I used to pick up the Young Bucks at the airport in 2009, 2010 when they would come to Chikara. The Young Bucks are former Chikara Campeones de Parejas. They held our tag team titles in 2012 and 13, I want to say. We were the first. The Young Bucks will tell you this. The first promoters to give a plane ticket to believe in the Young Bucks to fly them across the country was Chikara. And I used to be the one that would pick them up at the airport. And I'm so lucky I was nice to them. And I'm so lucky that they liked me. And, I got a really exciting Twitter DM on Christmas Eve. And, I'll be in Vegas in May. And, support it. Support wrestling.
Heck yeah.
Support wrestling small. Support wrestling small and big,
1,000%. It's so awesome. But to change gears back to Chikara, I didn't want to let you go without asking a personal, not personal, but a question that's been sitting on me and other Chikara fans.
I told you I'm married.
I know. You've told me numerous times before that. I know. It's
you
not,
asked my address. I said no.
It's not you. It's me. I get it. I understand.
Yeah, right.
But for the Chikara fans that are watching and listening at home, you had mentioned earlier about a little bit of wishy-washiness with the Campeonatos de Parejas, but there's also a bit of uncertainty with the Grand Championship right now. As you mentioned, the interim champion, Dasher Hatfield, at the end of season 19, we also saw the return of Mr. Touchdown, Mark Angelicetti, who is the actual Chikara Grand Champion. As the director of fun, I know that you've had your your mind and the gears are spinning in multiple directions, including National Pro Wrestling Day. But where are you at in the headspace of figuring out what's going on with the Chikara Grand Championship?
That is an excellent question. To bring everyone up to speed, Mr. Touchdown, Mark Angelo, said he won the Grand Championship. He ended a 16 or 17-month reign of Juan Francisco de Coronado back in August at Chikarasaurus Rex. The next event, 3 weeks later at King of Trios, he hurt his ankle and was unable to defend the title. So I, as director of fun, realized we needed to have a Grand Championship title defenses on Chikara events. We'd never been in this boat before. We never had an injured Grand Champion. So I gave Mr. Touchdown the power to name his interim Grand Champion, name the person that would defend the belt in his honor, in his stead. And he named Dasher Hatfield, which is no surprise. It's his step-cousin-in-law, his tag team championship partner. As long as Mr. Touchdown's been in Chikara, which I think is 6 or 7 years at this point, he's been linked to Dasher Hatfield. He names Dasher the champion. Dasher defends the belt successfully, I think, 4 times in the back half of the season. And then at the season finale, Mr. Touchdown shows up and announces that he's cleared to return. He's ready to take the belt back and be the champion again. And Dasher Hatfield hits Mr. Touchdown with the belt. Normally, around the holiday season, we take some time off. The offices close. You don't get a hold of people. You're not in the constant conversation. This is our first event back. We've been, by the time February 10th comes along, we will have gone 9 weeks without promoting a live event, which is a long time for us.
Oh, absolutely.
I usually so a couple events a month. I have asked both Dasher and Mark to be in Lancaster on February 10th. I don't know that we'll get some resolution, but I do know that, it's Mark's belt, and he won the title, and the understanding that the three of us, that I thought the three of us had, is that when Mark was physically cleared to return, he would resume the duties of Grand Champion.
Correct.
I have a doctor's note that says Mark is physically cleared to return. Dasher is in a physical possession of the belt itself.
That's 9/10.
But that is 9/10 of the law. That is true. But logistically, and by all intents and purposes, Mark is the champion.
Right.
So, as I said, I've asked them both to be in Lancaster on February 10th. And perhaps we can air some grievances live and figure some stuff out as only the pro wrestling world. What would be a National Pro Wrestling Day without airing your grievances and talking about your feelings into a microphone when music plays when you enter? That's how it's going to be.
That sounds sounds like there's going to be some business.
We'll see what we can accomplish in Lancaster.
All right. Now that I've hit you with the hard question, I'll give you a little bit of a layup. I'm currently addicted to the Kingdom of Trios game. That's available on mobile.
Luckily, it's also free.
It is also free. Tell us a little bit about the game, and be honest. How many hours have you put in on it?
Not as many as I would have liked, because I am.
Well, you're director of fun. Yeah.
I have played it. It's addicting. Many of my hats don't allow me a lot of free time. The one of my daytime job, the one of director of fun, the one of father and husband of Good Place Watching Wives. But it is great. It's free. It's worth a shot. Everybody I've talked to says it's so addicting.
It is.
And I know that a lot of man hours and time have gone into making it be possible. So I'm excited that the public is now able to digest it and enjoy it, and a lot of elbow grease and time went into making it, and I implore everyone to check it out. It's both Android and Apple device compatible and friendly and free.
Yep, and that's Kingdom of Trios if you're looking for it on your Google's Play Store or your iOS Apple Marketplace. Super.
Have at it.
All right, Bryce. One question that we always like to ask when we have superstars on is their dream match. Like what superstar, what type of match, what is their dream match? So you as an official, if you could put yourself in to officiate any contest across the history of this great business, what would your dream match to officiate be?
If I'm taking away all points of logistics and what's possible and what's not,
Yes,
I will tell you straight up, it would be Andy Kaufman versus Jerry Lawler in Memphis in 1982.
Nice.
I have long carried a torch for the intersection of comedy and wrestling, hence my fandom of Colt Cabana and David Arquette and Ashley Remington and Archibald Peck, and on and on and on. But I've been obsessed with wrestling since I was probably 8 or 9. I've been obsessed with Andy Kaufman probably since I was 13 or 14. I saw Man on the Moon twice in the theater, and, he died when I was 1. So the odds of me refereeing for him were not good, let's be honest. There was not good odds of that. But I've refereed for Jerry Lawler. I've refereed for a match in which Jimmy Hart was managing on the outside.
Wow.
I have not refereed in Memphis yet, but it's on my bucket list. I do aspire to referee one pro wrestling match in the city limits of Memphis. And my current T-shirt that I am begging people to buy at shows is an homage to Andy Kaufman's Intergender Wrestling Champion of the World shirt. I wore it and showed it to Jerry Lawler when I was in New Orleans last year for WrestleMania and got my picture taken with him wearing it. So I have played 6 degrees of Andy Kaufman as much as I possibly can, I think, except until I get to Memphis and referee, because I will never referee for him, but I've done everything I can to try to, be as close to him as possible. And I, talked Jimmy Hart's ear off asking Andy Kaufman questions. I asked Jerry Lawler a bunch of questions, but that would be my dream match. Mid-South Coliseum, 1982, Kaufman versus Lawler. Oh man,
Can't beat
that's
it.
it.
Yeah,
that's pro wrestling.
That's about as perfect as it gets. And if you have any of those shirts that are Fat Man friendly, you have at least one sale of that,
all right.
because I love that movie. My dad loved Andy Kaufman. He loved showing him to me as I was growing up. So that is a definite sale.
Fat man friendly. That's so PC.
Dudes, they're sponsoring the event at LVAC, Lehigh Valley Apparel Creations. They printed those shirts. They even took it upon themselves to put some cool puffing stuff in the black, so it feels like it's velvet, like a 1982 T-shirt. It's awesome. It's so cool. So yes, please, yes.
All right,
that'd
perfect.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So Bryce, before we let you go here tonight, let everybody know where they can kind of keep track of you and your journey through this great business, and also just remind everyone again about the great event, Pro Wrestling National Pro Wrestling Day on Sunday, February 10th.
Do you want my address? Is that where you keep track of me?
Well, we can't do
already
that.
told
we
me
can't
I couldn't
do that
have
because
it.
Tim's here at the table.
I'll take my headphones off. Go ahead.
I can be found dropping my son off at daycare most mornings in the greater Lancaster area. That's all I'm going to say. I know you guys got cameras everywhere. No, I'm on the internet at Bryce Is Right on Twitter. A woman, when I signed up for Twitter, had Bryce Is Right. She wouldn't give it up. I asked many times, and I said, I'll explore my street side. I'll be Bryce Is Right.
There you go.
And then maybe a year or two ago, she finally was like, you can have it. I was like, you know what? I don't want it anymore. I had also made a bunch of shirts that said Bryce Is Right, and I was like, it's kind of a part of me. And so that's my Twitter handle. I'm on Instagram sometimes, Facebook once in a while. But I am very interested, especially now, as, I am... Pro wrestling is not my income. It doesn't pay my bills. It's this fun hobby that I have. So I love doing things that are different, out of the box, weird ideas in fun places. Tomorrow night I'm doing an event in Silver Spring, Maryland at a theater company is running their first wrestling event. It's very theatrical, and there's it's sold out for whatever reason. I don't know. This guy's doing it for the first time, and it's sold out. That's interesting to me. I want to go do things like that. And I'm just so lucky to know so many people, to be so plugged in that, I can be in the ring with Kikutaro and Orange Cassidy in Asbury Park, New Jersey, and then I could be in the ring a week later with David Arquette and Colt Cabana in Minnesota, and now I'll be in a theater in Silver Spring, Maryland tomorrow night, and I'll be at Telus 360 in a couple weeks. The wrestling journey where it's taken me, I'm super, super lucky, and I'm very low odds of experiencing CTE for all my wrestling adventures. So there's that. I've gone places and met people and done things that I shouldn't be allowed to do. I'm super lucky, and I'm super excited that anyone even cares to talk to me, let alone, it's all great. It's cool. It's great. And I hope I'll see all of you fine gentlemen and every person listening at National Pro Wrestling Day at TELUS 360 on Sunday afternoon, February 10th at 2 p.m. TELUS 360 has an event that night. We'll be done by 4:30. We'll have you about your way. I encourage everyone to go out and make a day of it. If you're from out of town, come into Lancaster. Check out some of the sponsors. Go have dinner. Go have one of those awesome hot dogs and a pint of beer at Wacker Brewing Company or wherever. Make a day of it. But it starts at 2. It'll be over at 4:30. Donations are welcome. They're accepted with a smile, but they are not mandatory. There is no barrier, no wall of entry. Just come and give us a shot. Check it out. Let's all enjoy pro wrestling together. If there'll be a bar there if that's your thing. You want to bring your kids? No problem. They'll put little tiny X's on their little tiny hands. Everyone of all ages, colors, creeds, whatever. Everyone is welcome at National Pro Wrestling Day, and we are so excited to explore the positive power of professional wrestling right here in the Red Rose City for the very first time.
All right, Bryce, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you at that great event in just a couple of weeks.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me.
Take care,
you,
Bryce.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Dude, how great is pro wrestling?
What a class
love it.
act. I love that guy.
Really is.
That was
he
awesome.
has me so jazzed.
I could literally talk the rest of the podcast about Bryce Remsburg.
Yeah, and I mean, it's awesome, too. They're going to have a bar there for the kids. Like, that's
Yeah,
gonna be,
that's really progressive of them.
That is going to be...
Is that?
That's going to be
National Pro
real
Wrestling
fun.
Day lowers the drinking age significantly so that everyone can enjoy pro wrestling the way it's supposed to be.
Like, I think
Just
they
liquor
put
it out of your mind.
They put the X on the hands to denote that the kids get drinks free, right? I think
No, it's the
I
sippy
think-
cup X. It's a sippy cup.
Yes.
You don't want to spill. Like,
Right.
we want to establish no party
I
fouls
actually
early.
need one of those, too.
Wasn't there a wrestler that did the Sippy Cup X?
No.
Yeah. Phil,
that was
I
something
think.
different?
Phil?
No.
Phil did that?
Phil from Chicago? Yeah, that's really cool.
All right.
I heard
Thank you
he's
so
busy.
much for tuning in during that portion of the show. What a
Man.
great cause too. Man,
Yeah,
I can't put that over enough.
It absolutely is, and we'll talk about it again next week and the following, just to remind everyone about that great event. But yeah, if you're anywhere near Central Pennsylvania, downtown Lancaster really is an awesome place to check out.
Plenty of parking.
Yeah.
There's literally so much parking around. There's so many things to
There's
do.
like a parking garage right behind TELUS.
Yeah,
It's right behind. Right.
Yeah, there's so many places to park. If you wanted to make like a full day of it, you could even come earlier and do brunch at the restaurant right next to
Absolutely.
it at Annie Bailey's.
I love brunch.
They do
Annie Bailey's
brunch,
is so
you
good,
could
too.
literally come, do brunch, get a pre-buzz on with the mimosas, and then literally take about 30 steps to the right of Annie Bailey's
To a free show.
free wrestling, free grapples.
It's right behind the convention center, right? It's right in that same area, like right in the heart of Lancaster.
So it's all
Yeah, it's all right in that area. Yes,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a great
just-
part of the city.
It's gonna
Yeah.
feel weird because I also work
Oh,
in downtown, so I'm gonna
gotcha.
feel like I'm going to work a day early.
That's
I'm gonna
the-
literally park at my parking garage for work
Beautiful.
and walk the extra block up and
There you go. Nothing wrong with that little exercise on a Sunday.
Lord knows I need it.
But yeah, again, thank you to Bryce for joining us.
Yeah, what a gentleman and a scholar, that Bryce Remsburg.
Absolutely, 100%.
And he's a nice guy.
And he is a really nice guy, super referee,
Pretty snazzy.
snazzy guy. And you can tell, like, when you watch him how much fun and how much he enjoys being a part of the business. So again, thanks to Bryce for that. We'll continue to plug that great event coming up here in just a few weeks.
We haven't talked about Ashley Remington enough on the show.
No.
That's for sure. That's a shame.
Not a lot that I want to get into from like a Raw SmackDown perspective, just because now we are gonna go live on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, note that down in your bulletin boards.
Yeah,
Put
mark
it in
that
your,
up.
Yeah,
Plan
Sunday.
for that Sunday
Special
afternoon.
Sunday.
We're gonna be on live previewing the Royal Rumble, of course.
Apparently, I didn't know that.
Okay,
Wow.
Ryan, you're now aware. Caught you off guard. Stay with us,
I'm
buddy.
with us. We're alive here.
But just like a couple things from Raw. One thing I was like really excited about on the opening segment was
Vince McMahon taking a huge dump on Finn Balor. That was really cute.
I don't necessarily, I didn't look at it that way.
Yeah.
Well, God damn it, pal. That's Vince's way of putting him over.
Well, I mean, isn't he kind of the little guy versus the big guy? I mean,
Yeah, but like Vince has never, to my knowledge, Vince has never been like openly been like, little guy doesn't stand a chance.
right, but I don't know. I don't view when you're getting the opening segment of the go home show before Royal Rumble.
Which didn't honestly feel like a go home show either.
It didn't.
It did not. Not to the Rumble, at least.
But like being in that spot on that show, like I mean, like yeah, I understand Vince is saying, "Oh, yeah, little guy," whatever, but.
Like, I really took it as him just selling the David Goliath angle. Is really all I took it. I didn't really take him as like an actual like putting him down or burying him at all. I thought it was like Vince McMahon in character putting over the fact that it's a tiny guy versus Brock Lesnar, and there should be no reason Finn
like
Balor beats somebody like Brock Lesnar.
Right.
I mean Goldberg, yes,
and you know, and that's kind of what I meant too, and just that. You know, Brock when he wants to can commit to things, and you know I feel like he's invested in this. Like I don't know how much of the Brock picked Finn buzz is true or not.
If body language means anything, yeah.
Like
I saw how Brock was moving around for Finn.
Brock looks committed
sure.
to this match. Yeah. So like that gets me excited for Sunday.
So you're saying Brock is all in?
I don't know. I don't know that I would say that.
Vince McMahon is all in?
I don't think Vince is all in.
Yeah, for the
I'm not
XFL
sure how any
2020.
of this works.
Yeah, I don't know that any. Well, there's probably some people that were on Raw that are all in. Maybe potentially, but I don't think Brock or Vince is either one of them. But that has me excited a little bit. Of the fact that you know we saw at WrestleMania Dallas what it looks like when Brock is not locked into what he's doing.
Yes,
so the fact that on a go home Monday Night Raw Brock is locked in, that's a positive sign. Again, if you're following along in the live video, we appreciate that. Make sure you give it a share, get as many people in, interact with us in the comments. We'd appreciate that.
Yes, please.
You see the banner behind us. Go to 3countthursday.com. Follow along with all of our social medias. Also, check out our merchandise, our collar and elbow brand deal.
What a maneuver.
And much more. Yeah, our What a Maneuver merchandise. Hopefully we'll have some new designs on there coming up here soon.
I'm drawing who did Balor beat to become the first ever Universal Champion?
Rollins.
Was it Rollins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Rollins buckle bombed him into the apron, into the guardrail, and Finn Balor reached into the 19th row, going for the buckle bomb.
Finn Balor done broke it himself.
He broke it
in that match. And,
that's right. Okay. Yeah.
And everybody blames.
He's trying to get somebody's popcorn.
We found out that Alexa Bliss will be back, and she'll be in the Royal Rumble match. We found out Lacey Evans will be in the Royal Rumble match.
Let's talk about Lacey Evans.
We'll talk about those two.
I love Lacey Evans.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
She's a lady.
But I don't know if I love that gimmick. I loved her gimmick more as like the military background.
Nah, man.
To it.
I love that she's like
the Southern Belle.
You want to know what completely got it for me?
What got you?
On Raw, when she makes her debut, she walks around past Alexa. The microphone bounces her hat and it knocks it off the kilter. And anyone else would have been like, "Oh, my hat." And she just was like,
she was very calm and adjusting. She had
like
very good point.
A lady.
Good point.
And then Tim was all. No, I'm
good wrestling.
I'm a little bit in Ryan's camp of I loved what her gimmick was in NXT, but I am not anti what she is in WWE.
That's
I want
fair.
to see as it plays out a little
And
bit.
one of the best named finishers of all time.
I forget what it's called.
Yeah, me
A
too.
woman's right.
Is that what? Oh, okay. Yes.
Her punch.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
That is.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a right hand.
So good. It's so good.
This is it.
For pro wrestling.
But the thing I want to talk about, because we'll obviously talk more about who's in the Rumble and all of that, and some prognosticatings.
Are you debuting? Is this going to be Jim's big debut finally? Oh, I wasn't supposed to say.
Man, we gotta go.
Commercial break. Vamp.
No, but it was now. I think it was Saturday or Friday night or Saturday on Twitter. WWE's like, tune in tomorrow as we
unveil everyone for the Women's Royal Rumble.
as the card begins to take shape for the Women's Royal Rumble, and immediately the meltdown of all meltdowns. Fuck WWE. They ruin everything.
You have an alarm over there, like a
Damn
fire
it,
alarm.
I should have an alarm. Let me try and find an alarm. But everybody's like,
They were losing their
losing
minds.
the only
DEFCON-
reason we
DEFCON
fucking
5.
watch the Rumble is so that we can see who's fucking.
I feel like I'm gonna-
entrant.
I'm playing this
I know.
one smart because I don't know how loud
Nope,
this alarm's
just
going to be.
crank
In
I
my
don't even
ears.
know what this is gonna sound
I'm
like.
double earing at this one.
Well, that's apparently nothing.
Nothing.
Warning alarm.
That's
That's sad. That's disappointing. Nope.
that's a doorbell.
Nope.
That's a horror horn.
What? This is horrible.
That's it. They rang that one.
What in the holy hell?
The internet just went alarm.
Silent alarm.
Alarm.
No, I don't think silent alarm.
Try
Siren.
maybe
Oh,
siren.
maybe siren.
Siren.
might be there.
Boy, we really prepare for this show.
we
really well.
have this one ready.
If you want to hear us prepare for the show, and actually, speaking of siren, this is a good tie-in. If anybody wants to hear about
Italian.
my not Italian,
Oh.
tie-in.
Oh,
Stop thinking about the pizza, Ryan.
so cheesy.
But if you want to hear about my run-in with the law today, on my drive home from work, my fucking 6-minute commute home from work,
Yeah.
You know they say you get pulled over
go to patreon.com.
a minute from your house.
They say most accidents.
Most accidents. happen.
Most polar. But patreon.com/3count Thursday.
Always the number, never the word.
And
$2.
subscribe just $2, and you can find out about Jim's run-in with the law. Air raid siren. This might be good.
That's accurate.
That's the good one.
Either that or Perry Saturn's about to come out.
But this was Twitter.
This was Twitter.
Like how
sounds
dare
so
the
broken.
WWE unveil all the surprises, all the call-ups.
Excuse me, you can't announce everyone because we're not supposed to know everybody. Man, wrestling fans today would have hated to have been around during like the first and second Royal Rumble, when literally not only did they know all 30 people that were going to be in it, they knew what number they were.
Yeah.
Because they did the actual draw way before the Rumble.
Didn't they used to do the draw on Raw? Oh, I guess they never announced it.
Well, not in
Is
the
that what it was?
because Raw didn't happen until '93.
No, I mean like after
yeah.
like
They
they would open their Easter egg and see like,
Like one of my favorite Royal Rumbles.
and just by then anybody that got the egg is in the Rumble, so there's not a surprise there.
Right. And like
There will still be surprises, right, Jim? Like, tell me at least there will be one surprise.
yeah,
There's at least
I
21.
think as of right now, I think there was like 19 or 20 women's entrants announced.
20 women.
And about the same for the
So
men.
there was 20 women and 20 men, but John Cena is injured.
Yes.
So that means there's 19 men announced and 20 females announced. So there's 21 surprise entrants for 60 people in 2 Royal Rumbles.
Yeah. Like
Guys,
There's
I
plenty
have
there.
seen people bitching that these surprises are just going to be, it's just going to be like Trish Stratus again and Kelly and like the same people it was last
what the
year.
fuck do they expect it to be?
I have no clue. That's what I want to know.
Did we conjure someone up? Did we
Like,
get
who
to
is it?
clone anyone?
Right. Did we dig somebody? Like, who could it be?
I'm going to go out on a limb here, boys.
it's just Trish Stratus.
And this is a pretty heavy limb because I'm standing
Got
on
to
it.
support you.
AJ Lee is not going to be a surprise entrant. Let's just get that away and out there now.
You don't think so?
I'm pretty damn sure.
He's come a long way, considering that the last time he made prognostications on a battle royal, he said CM Punk was in that over the budget one.
That's true.
I feel like, though, when
sorry,
Big Jim says
Phil from
something
Chicago.
doesn't happen, is the kiss of death for it to happen.
There's a 0%
There it is, folks.
chance
How many
that
minutes?
AJ Lee.
You mark my words, on Sunday's live show, AJ Lee will be one of my 5 surprises because
Go
you
ahead.
just said 0%.
0% chance. But no, it cracked me up. And
I believe you that little with your 0%.
And like there was a couple people that I responded to, and I wasn't rude. I swear to God, I wasn't rude. But I just said,
Have you ever gone back and read it? Yeah,
Read
never
it?
mind. Fuck me. Go ahead. Just keep going.
so I just responded, and I said, every year we know Rumble entrants. We know almost all of them ahead of time.
Correct.
They're usually announced like every week from January 1 on. There's multiple people that are like, I've entered the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
They tell you. They literally tell you. And it was, I think they unveiled 8 on Twitter.
It was not.
Like,
it was not a big.
here's
deal.
the thing: if you're doing it
The
every,
first one was like Billy Casey's like, I'm in the Rumble, or Peyton Royce.
they were doing it every half hour, starting at 2 p.m.
right.
Yeah.
So even if you go all the way to midnight on Sunday,
Don't do math, Jim.
okay, so that's 10 hours times 2. That's 20. I mean, that would have filled 30. But they really think that WWE is going to take that all the way to midnight?
Right.
Like, come on, just be a little bit smarter.
Come on now.
Just be a little bit smarter. Think a little bit like they're not going to spoil everything on all they basically told you was main roster women who aren't in any other match.
Right. Who
Are
you
gonna be
already
in the
knew was
Royal
going
Rumble.
to be in the Rumble.
Right, pretty much.
Be better.
Jason, make sure you're tuning in on Sunday. That's when we're going to give some our surprise entrants for both the men and women's Royal Rumble. We're going to do that probably around 2 in the afternoon.
Spoiler alert, one of mine is AJ Lee.
There you go. That's for the
Thanks for the time. Thank you. I appreciate that.
The what?
time.
2. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock? Cool.
I've
we set a
pronounced
time
it
now.
now.
Are we gonna
2 o'clock?
Are we gonna get food?
Probably. I mean,
Have
look
you
at
seen
us.
us?
Say, look at us.
Just saying.
But and again, to Tim, your point about this not feeling like a go home show, I felt like the main event on this show was weak, and I don't know. I'm a little worried about the Raw Women's Title match on Sunday because I feel like I just don't feel like it's going to be super strong. And again, we'll talk about.
Yeah, we're
for a Big 4 go home show, this main event felt weak.
so
It was a big whiff in my book.
Yeah, it's
you know what
Rushed. There was something that just was weird.
Well, I think I don't want to sound too markish, but
okay.
the Royal Rumble card doesn't necessarily entice me all too much either. Like
I don't feel like
it's-
Rumble cards are very.
It's
I think
it's 2 Royal Rumbles. It's Finn and Brock. It's Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. It's the Raw Women's title and the SmackDown Women's title, and then the Bar and Miz and Shane, and then 2 pre-show matches.
Here comes the money.
And no offense, that's going to be a banger, but at the same time too, I don't know. And that may speak to why there's still a bunch of tickets still available for Chase Field.
Well, that and it's in a giant fucking stadium. Like
it doesn't stop WrestleMania from selling out.
yeah, but Mania is different.
Mania is Mania.
Mania, and I know you announce the Rumble ahead of it, but Mania, yeah, I feel like Mania is Mania.
But
like they don't do SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium. They do SummerSlam at Barclays Center.
Correct.
Or I think now it's moving out to Staples again.
It's going back to Staples.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
but that's still an arena. Like it's a big arena. It's one of the biggest in the United States, but it's an arena.
Yeah.
They're not going to the LA Coliseum. They're not going to
But Royal Rumble's been in big arenas before. I mean, it's been in the Alamo Dome twice. I think it's more so the market it's Arizona. Like
Right. I was going to say, I think there's a
like they sold
I think
out.
there's a dramatic difference, and I mean geographically not super far away, but I feel like the wrestling market, San Antonio to Phoenix, is different.
True.
Was 26 in Phoenix? Mania 26, 24?
Sean's
26.
Sean's last Mania, so
26.
26.
Yeah, it was the Brett return.
The Brett one, right.
But again, that was Mania.
Right. And it
Yeah.
wasn't even a good Mania.
No, that Mania was not good.
It was...
I was sick as a fucking dog for that one too.
Do you know what else was missing from Raw that,
What's that?
also made it not feel like a go home show? And I'm stealing. If you guys are citing me for plagiarism, the citation here goes to At Odds, the Wrestling at Odds podcast with Joe Sposto and Adam Van. But what was missing is the by the numbers video for the Royal Rumble.
Oh,
There was no by the numbers video on Raw or SmackDown.
You know, you're right.
Perhaps
Yeah.
you're right.
That's a bummer. I don't know that I necessarily picked that out, but now that you mention that is a freaking bummer too. What isn't a bummer though is Pro Wrestling Tees, even though we're not on that site. 72-hour flash sale starting tomorrow at noon Central, so 1 Eastern.
Not that flash.
Tomorrow till 1 Eastern on Monday, using the code Rumble. So, and they just dropped a cool T-shirt that looks like the old Royal Rumble logo, but it's the Pro Wrestling Tees.
Their own logo. I saw
Their
that.
own logo, and there's a Bret Hart
logo
store on there now.
Oh,
which
no. Oh,
is
Jim.
pretty exciting.
Hey, do you want to just set up a direct deposit to
I
Pro
might
Wrestling Tees?
I might
Where
as
they just
well
take
at
away
this point.
10% of your
like
check and-
every time you launch a new Bret Hart shirt, you can just
ship it
Mail
right
it to me.
send one out to me. They do have All Elite Wrestling hats now. I think I'm gonna
my.
be picking up one of those.
Jim,
bad
that shirt's a
boys.
stroke of genius.
Oh, speaking of hats, did you see? I'm not going to humor that joke. Did you see that?
Yes.
Did you see that WWE signed a deal?
Yes.
With New Era?
Yes.
You know who that deal's for, right?
No.
Bro.
Oh yeah. That's a good point. I just hope that, because obviously that's going to be a
I'm gonna literally have
that's
all
going to
of
be
the
a flat
hats.
bill. I hope. They have to do flex fit. They're going to have to.
Hey, I'm fine. You
I've
can-
been waiting for so long for a flex fit WWE hat.
Look, man. As long as they keep making 7 7/8 hats, I'm gonna keep.
Dude, I'm
buying
like
them.
8 1/4 on those things.
Imagine having all this lettuce, like all this.
That's right, you got a lot of hair.
I got all this lechuga back here. Just
Yeah, you can listen to you.
Listen
Hear-
to that hair.
hitting the microphone. But
think it's- I
there's
think
like
it was-
ASMR people that are losing their fucking shit right now.
oh my god, his hair.
Yeah.
me
Let's
reacting.
rub,
to
let's rub some of that goatee on there.
Oh, man.
there it is.
There it is.
Do you want to give it a go? You want to give your...
See, this one
Oh,
doesn't
it's
work.
not
It's a different microphone.
Oh, shit.
There you go. There you get some of that on you.
Oh yeah.
Get some of that ASMR.
He wants to eat a pickle now.
Dude,
That was the first ASMR video you ever
Yeah,
showed me, and
yeah.
the last one I ever needed to watch.
Yeah, I can't. Eating sounds drive me crazy.
Yeah, that's gross.
Like there's a guy at work that sits.
I don't know how you do it outside of your
my
mouth.
God, my mouth, man. I can't do.
That's
I
what
can't-
she said. And
No, it's
It's so good.
there's a guy at my work that sits at our
Ow.
breakfast table. Ryan just broke a tooth, and
just jam my lips together.
that he chews, like slurps his cereal and chews with his mouth open. I'm
No.
like, come on, dude.
I feel like you can knock his spoon out of his hand. And
Dude,
like,
if
there's gotta
he
be a
wasn't
Like, how old are you?
if he wasn't somebody far more important than Jim at Jim's job, Jim would have done
I feel
it.
like there's unwritten rules. Like that's one of them. Like you don't bring fish to the break room. And I think that's the only two I can think of.
So I have a group text with a bunch of coworkers.
I love those.
And apparently a couple of them are out at a bar tonight. And this is a text in my text group. Old people talking about blowjobs at the Legion.
Hey,
So
what happens at the Legion stays at the Legion.
maybe we should do a live show from the Legion.
What happens at the Legion gives you lesions.
But yeah, it was just a weird go home Raw. SmackDown. The only thing I want to hit on from SmackDown, first off, Ray versus Andrade,
Banger.
2 out of 3 falls
2 out of 3
was an absolute fire match. Like, so fucking good.
I need to go back and watch it because I didn't watch it.
That was really good.
I watched the highlights,
So good.
and I don't even think I got all of it.
No, you got to go back and do it.
The highlight video on WWE.com literally just kind of showed the finish of all 3 falls. Holy smokes.
But spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, Ryan's favorite moment of the week, an RKO out of nowhere.
I didn't even see it coming.
Yeah, because it was out of
like,
nowhere.
I'm
Where'd that
Samoa
come from?
Joe.
Right, because it was out of nowhere, Ryan.
You know, if Randy Orton wins this year, he will be the second 3-time Royal Rumble winner.
Oh,
3
God.
times.
The only other one is another snake, the Texas rattlesnake,
Oh.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh.
So snakes do very well in the Royal Rumble.
Unless you're Jake.
And they're in the home of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks.
How about that?
Hithy the snake.
Money to anybody that wears a snake hat for the Sunday show. I'm a snake.
Oh, my God.
That was out of nowhere, folks.
Wow.
Ring them up.
Jim wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
Charlie is giving his predictions for surprise entrances. He has Bray, KO, Sammy, Abyss, and Alistair
Hell, it's
Black.
a surprise anytime Bray shows up on WWE TV.
Hey now.
What happened? Is he injured? Or just
I think they're
I hope,
retooling.
I hope
think
to
they're
God he
retooling.
comes back as a fucking tax man.
Oh my God, that'd be so good.
It is the
It
season.
is the season.
It is the season.
It's
absolutely.
time to bring it back.
Well, never mind. I'm not getting into it. Let's go to Saturday night.
The sheet.
The NXT Takeover. Now, what we are not going to do live on the air tonight, but what we are going to do is we are all going to fill out a pro wrestling scorecard. So if you go to at PW Scorecards on Twitter,
On the Twitter.
if you search Pro Wrestling Scorecards on Facebook, if you go to our Facebook and Twitter, which is at 3 Count Thursday on both of them, we posted a link earlier today, and we said that we will be doing a contest. Yeah, I'm trying to get it's inflection in my voice.
I didn't get
a
the
little
inflection.
quiet, and I like to say we're going to do a contest. Got him to jump too, but no, we're going to do a contest where we're going to fill them out. You fill it out on our system, and if anybody can beat our score, which based on our track record, a lot of you are going to beat our score.
Ain't gonna beat me, Jack.
Like I said, a lot of people are going to beat our score. But for the person who the best score to beat our best score,
Right, the highest.
the highest score to beat our highest score, we'll get a prize pack for both the NXT TakeOver show and the Royal Rumble on Sunday.
Dude,
So
that last prize pack we sent out was sweet.
yeah, there
8x10s, DVD.
right, there could be DVDs, pins, stickers,
I think it had a koozie.
figure, maybe. I don't know.
I'll
Who
put
knows?
a booger in it.
Tim put a booger in it.
A lock of Matt's hair.
You know, we might
A
send
lock of my hair.
A lock of Tim's hair.
we might see John Cena there. We might throw John Cena in there.
You could put John Cena in
mean,
there.
you won't be able to
you might
see
not
him.
be able to see it, but
Speaking
we're
of
going to
Tim,
Did anybody see the picture of the back of the pops?
the clear John
There's
Cena
a clear
Funko?
John Cena Funko coming.
Yo,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy all
How
of
Yeah,
them.
great
that's
is that?
that's freaking amazing.
And the Charlotte one looks great.
Yeah, yeah.
Still not a number 22 though.
What?
In the line, number 22 doesn't exist.
I wonder why that is.
It goes from 21 to 23. 21, I believe, is Seth Rollins. 23, I believe, is Roman Reigns. There's not a number 22.
Is there, I wonder
I'm
if
just
is
throwing
there
that out there.
significance to that?
I would believe that would have been the Dean Ambrose spot, and they just never came to terms.
Maybe.
There is not a number 22 in the line of Funko Pops.
So what?
of the
Reigns?
WWE.
You said Reigns was 20, Rollins 22 or 21, and then no.
21 and 23, I believe, or 2021. Yeah, there's something like
Okay.
that where it
Interesting.
would be the Shield spots.
Huh.
But there is not a Dean Ambrose Funko.
Interesting.
Just an observation.
But we are going to run over the NXT Takeover card. Intern Mark not with us. I assume he's still trying to break down the gates at Hershey Park.
Guys, just
Which the construction going on at
construction
Hershey
is
Park.
going on.
There'd be
Brand
a
new entranceway.
Yeah, but where are they going to have entrance this year? Because the entrance is not going to be open till next year.
They just catapult you over the wall.
Sweet. That is awesome. And Matt not with us tonight. He's under the weather, so we wish our producer Matt the well wishes on getting better.
Good luck.
Tis this. Yeah, you probably need good luck on this one.
Good luck on this one, Matt.
But
you can do it. Words of encouragement.
We believe in you.
Drink lots of ginger ale
and fluids.
Keep your fluids high
and eat some toast.
And stay away from dairy products.
Yes,
that will help you. That will only make you cough more.
No spicy foods. I'm not sure what illness he has.
I have no clue.
I'm just throwing out random things.
Right.
He did say he's taking NyQuil, so
you need to sweat out a fever and starve a cold, feed a
chicken soup.
Starve a fever, feed a cold.
Feed a cold, starve a fever.
I just
like
feed myself usually. That's
all
how I
the
got. That's
time.
how I ended up the way I am.
Hand over fist.
Well, let's go to Saturday night on, of course, the WWE Network. It's NXT Takeover Phoenix from the Talking Stick Resort Arena in Phoenix, Arizona.
Hooked on Phoenix.
So one thing I do like about the fact that we're getting a takeover, obviously at a different spot than the show, is you may have a takeover only state, or is this where Raw and SmackDown are going to be? Maybe. So we're going to get the hybrid arena.
Is Raw and SmackDown?
I am honestly not sure.
Following in the same town. I didn't know that. I knew that happens for Mania. It
happens for Mania. I know it happens for SummerSlam. Let me look that up real quick because I'm not sure. Because obviously, if they are there, then you would just do the kind of hybrid staging. But let's see here. And upcoming events. Oh yeah, we got one coming to Hershey. A house show coming to Hershey.
They tried to sweeten the pot, Jim. It's a house show
with combined
Super
rosters.
Show.
Yeah, the last stop on the road to WrestleMania. So, gee, thanks
for nothing.
Okay, so both shows Monday and Tuesday will be at the Talking Stick Resort Arena. So you'll get the hybrid setup, but that's kind of a bummer. I thought maybe you'd get
it's a bummer for sure.
NXT only staging, but oh well, it is what it is. Let's go from bottom to top on the card here, at least as it's presented on the Wikipedia.com.
Wiki.
Matt Riddle taking on Cassius Ohno. Matt, Mark, and I all have Riddle picking up the win.
Yeah,
here.
this is a big win for Riddle here.
Yeah, this one seems pretty obvious to me.
That goes to Timmy Boy.
Oh, that's also it's going bro.
Okay.
What? Oh no.
Not oh no. I don't know what I thought. Okay, what's this one?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Cassius.
Oh no.
Nice. That's good.
Oh no. We suck again.
All right, let's go to Ricochet defending the NXT North American Championship against Johnny Gargano. Intern Mark predicting Ricochet retains here. Matt and I think Johnny Gargano is going to pick up the win and the title. I think this Ciampa Gargano kind of reuniting, and it feels so good. I think
WWE.com had the best tagline ever for the go home.
Oh yeah,
it was ride or DIY.
Oh dang!
Look at that! There
dang,
it was, folks.
Dang! I don't know where the ding is. There it is.
I thought you were saying dang.
Well, I was saying dang, but I don't know where the ding is.
Dang.
And you don't know where the ding is.
Hey, zidding ding. Gargano, I think in the match of the night.
Yeah, this could probably be match of the weekend. Timma.
Who are we going with?
This is the
Mark
Johnny
has
Gargano.
Ricochet.
Oh, we're doing Ricochet.
I have Gargano.
Okay. I got Johnny Wrestling. He cannot lose right now.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think he's got to stay solid. Then we go to the NXT Tag Team Championships. You have the Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong defending against the War Raiders, Hanson and Rowe. Matt has the Undisputed Era. Intern Mark and I have the War Raiders picking up the win and their first gold in the WWE.
Yeah, I
NXT.
think it's early for the Raiders, but I also feel like they're going to win. I think
they're
we're going to
established
see
enough.
Okay, right? Yeah, I mean their last takeover was their debut, correct?
Right? But I mean not necessarily in WWE.
No, yes. I meant in the WWE.
Copy.
Correct, yes.
Gotcha.
But I do think they're going to win in this match. Whether or not they leave with the belts, I'm not sure, but I think they're going to get the win.
Oh,
Undisputed Era doing Undisputed Era things.
UE, baby.
All right, then we go to the NXT Women's Championship. Shayna Baszler defending against Bianca Belair. Intern Mark, Matt, and I all have Baszler retaining here. I think you're looking maybe more at NXT TakeOver New York or whatever they're going to call it. At WrestleMania time, I think, is when you probably see her drop this.
Yeah, it's a numbers game here with the other horsewomen, so Baszler will retain.
It's Bianca Belair.
Look at me, I'm Tim, I'm different.
Frank says it looks like the WWE did by the numbers on their YouTube channel, so it's there. But I am surprised
It's
they
not
didn't.
the same, Frank.
Right, they didn't.
Boris with the
They
no-look
didn't
pass.
plug that on Raw or SmackDown. I'm sure maybe you'll see it during Takeover on Saturday night to try and get that last minute publicity in there. And Frank, Ryan, and I will be seeing you on Saturday. We're going to be heading up to Hazleton.
See you, buddy.
For the first time for the PPW.
Just straight up 81.
Straight up. How was that? And you hope your tire doesn't do a pop.
Oh,
there you go. You don't hurt yourself. And then finally for Saturday night,
you have a board of sound effects right there.
I know, but you're like a walking sound effect apparently.
A walking sound effect.
Now, Devin did let us know earlier as well that for the CCW show in Marysville, not Quebec, Marysville, Pennsylvania, they announced that it will be Ed House trying to get his hands on the CCW heavyweight title against Ox Hogg. So that should be a good one if if you're checking out CCW Bloodlines in Marysville, PA, Saturday night. But the singles match for the NXT Championship, you have Tommaso Ciampa defending against Aleister Black. Myself, Matt, and Mark all have Ciampa retaining. I think, again, this is a story that is continuing to be told. And as much as I love Aleister Black, I think, it's still going to be Ciampa time.
I agree. Yeah. No, you said it. I have no arguments with that.
Yeah, get to the Ciampa. It's going to be Tommaso Ciampa.
I like that.
So that's a clean sweep for Ciampa.
Yeah.
It means Black's winning.
Absolutely.
We're not good at these folks.
Yeah, we're not. We are definitely no good. Which we also did a clean sweep on Riddle. So,
okay. Well,
bro.
Riddle's definitely winning.
But yeah, no, I mean, TakeOver should be a fantastic show.
On the scorecard, there is a option of the number of aerial moves for the Ricochet and Johnny Gargano match.
All of them.
Did you answer that already?
I did not, but all of them.
You don't get to know that. You don't get to
That's
know
fair.
that.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not giving these people an advantage. These are prize packs.
You want the number? Bob. That's the number.
Bob. Slightly above.
Bob!
Hey, there it was.
So here and I knew we had a jam-packed show tonight. Obviously with Bryce coming on and talking about NXT and go home shows and things like that, and then Meltzer.
Let's talk about
Uncle
this.
Dave.
Uncle Dave had to go on Uncle Dave up a Thursday, and throw this out there that
Dave Count Thursday.
Dave Count
that's for
Thursday.
sure.
And multifaceted on this week's newsletter, because it was the big news. The biggest news out of it was that Ronda Rousey will be wrapping up her WWE career at WrestleMania this year.
No.
Yeah, right. And also that the WWE currently has no plans for The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
That I can believe.
Possibly, but obviously the thing that people just don't see or don't care to put out there is, of course, that underneath all of that reads, all of this is subject to change. Meltzer's little, pat him, cover his ass in the newsletter. But and I mean, it is possible that, and we'll talk about something else that could make it even more possible that the Undertaker doesn't have match plans at Mania. But let's go to this Ronda Rousey stuff. It was less than 7 months ago, I believe, that the Melts had reported
multi-year
extension to Ronda Rousey's deal, and just a couple months later, reporting that her time will be coming up at WrestleMania.
I mean, it's right here.
Right.
You know what it means. Let's book it now.
Now.
Ronda Rousey's All Elite.
Oh, of course.
Ding ding, there it is.
Managed by Vince McMahon himself.
Yeah.
Now look.
Mince McMahon.
Kennedy Vincent McMahon.
Yeah, pal.
Now look. Is it possible that Ronda Rousey is taking a break after WrestleMania?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I know she wants to have a family and all of that, but in no way, shape, or she's signed through 2021 is the
rumor.
Yeah,
the speculation
is the rumor.
See, I think what it is that her full-time status is over at Mania, and then she becomes a special attraction,
Which is fine.
which is actually ideal for me, because honestly, I'm kind of sick of the weekly Ronnie show.
Right, and that's the thing too, is I mean it has been very heavy on Rousey, since the Royal Rumble last year. And I think it has been really good for the Raw Women's division. I think it's good for it's been good for the women's division as a whole. And also I think it's been really good for Rousey, because when you're going to be on every week, you can't be terrible.
Right.
And she has been very good. We've talked about that over the past year. But it's time, as it is with any program or featured player or whatever, that it gets kind of beaten down our throats, is you got to move on at some point. You got to adjust, you got to slide, you got to whatever. And Charlie, it's a great question. We're going to get to that one in the comments. But yeah, I'm it's not even that I'm personally Ronda'd out, but I am ready for things to be different. And we're getting to that time of year that lends itself in a couple of months to, can possibly fairly significant changes. The Raw after Mania, of course, is huge for debuts, call-ups, returns, etc. So absolutely, Ronda getting some time away from the WWE, not necessarily a bad thing. I think, SummerSlam-ish time, you'll see her come back as it leads into...
That's an official word.
Yeah, leading into and I could see her landing blue brandish if there's still a split in the roster. I know there's been questions about that, but I could see her landing on SmackDown, because SmackDown's moving to Fox, and Fox, I think, wants Ronda Rousey connected to that situation.
Sure.
So
why wouldn't they?
But look,
I find it really hard to believe that the E would only sign Ronda for 1 year.
Yes.
From one Mania to the other, and then put all of their eggs in that basket for 6 of those months.
Right.
Only to lose Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
1 year after. I get what they did, and people argued, and she turned out to be a much better wrestler than anybody ever thought.
Yeah, a lot of people, whether it was admitted that they were wrong, but there was a lot of people who were fucking wrong. Myself included. I thought it was going to be bad. I thought that first match I thought was going to be really bad, and I was wrong, and I happily admitted I was wrong, unlike people that didn't.
She can get rushy at times.
Yes.
And it can be very spotty. But far beyond what I ever expected her to be able to do.
Fighter.
Right.
She is not a sports entertainer at her core. She is a wrestler. I think, and Kurt Angle, don't get me wrong, very quickly became a sports entertainer who was also a wrestler. But I think there was points at the very onset of Kurt Angle's WWE career that he was also a little, could get a little rushy and, wrestling spotty and things like that. But he settled in as well.
You also have to take into they have the other 3 horsewomen down in NXT. The WWE's not going to allow the biggest horsewoman to not be there when the other horsewomen come. It just doesn't make any sense to think that they'd be no. Bargaining tool, maybe, but I think the WWE's smart enough to realize let's meet her where she needs to be to keep her. Because you don't want a Ronda Rousey going to an All Elite Wrestling or something like that. You cannot allow that to happen if you're the WWE.
Devin comments here about that your kind of close at Mania could potentially be, like Becky holding up the title, and then, kind of have a altercation there. But and then he says so they can have a match at SummerSlam. I still think that the WrestleMania main event, until I'm proven otherwise, is Ronda versus Becky Lynch. So I think you get that match at WrestleMania. I think that's where this full-time Ronda for now thing comes to an end, as it culminates in what was supposed to happen at Survivor Series, and now we're going to get it here. But yeah, she could become somewhat of the female Brock Lesnar in a way, where it's that special attraction. I don't think she becomes as hateable as Brock Lesnar. But she's not going anywhere. I think that's the bottom line, is she's not going anywhere.
She probably should be that special attraction. She really should. You're absolutely right. People hate Brock Lesnar because he has the championship.
Right.
And they hate that. They don't hate Brock Lesnar. They hate the fact that the championship is not on their show all the time, which, again, it doesn't need to be. More than it is with Brock Lesnar, yes, but it doesn't need to be there every week.
Right. Because if you're not going to do any title defenses or anything like that, you don't need to have your brand's champion on every single week. That's where you can utilize tag titles, and you can have your Intercontinental title, US title. You can have your secondary titles mean a lot more.
Right.
You don't have to that world title, universal title, women's title, whatever you want to call it, those can almost become a special attraction in and of themselves if you don't just see it marched out there each and every week.
Right.
Charlie, I don't think it's going to happen. He says, fuck Dave Meltzer. He completely just shit over WrestleMania. If Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda becomes Brock Goldberg from WrestleMania 20, it's his fault. It's not going to become that, because Brock and Goldberg were both leaving. And everybody knew Brock and Goldberg were both leaving.
I didn't know. Thanks for ruining it for me, Jim.
Spoiler alert?
You say it before you say it.
Oh, is that how that goes?
That's how spoiler alerts work.
Oh, here's another spoiler, too. The kid dies at the end of the song when he meets Santa.
No. Oh, Red Sovine. That's
but yeah, even if she's taking a break, we know what her, we know, even if Ronda's not going away and she is still going to be there full time, that match is not ruined. The Brock and Goldberg both stopped caring by WrestleMania 20. That's why that match sucked. It's
Tim's
not
going inside.
Yeah, sure am.
Well, you can. What the hell are you doing over there?
Because it's chilly.
I'm cold.
Don't you have a jacket?
I do. I put it over there.
Oh man,
Yeah, it's off.
Bad
It's off
choice.
camera. It would look bad for him to have to go get it now.
I know. That's why I'll just amputate my arms.
There you go.
Turtled in there.
But yeah, that's why that match sucks so bad. It wasn't. It was because the guy stopped caring. But to the other thing from the Meltzer, that the WWE may not have WrestleMania plans for The Undertaker. The WWE may or may not have spoiled their own Hall of Fame announcement.
This?
During a recent ad the WWE sent out for the WWE Network for classic episodes of what was WWF Superstars. I guess that was Superstars of Wrestling, which is a little bit different than just regular Superstars, but you get the point. It listed Hall of Famers The Undertaker, Ric Flair, and Shawn Michaels. The WWE then apparently realized what they had done, and they now the ad has a different honor for The Undertaker. He is simply called a legend, when Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels on the ad are as referred to as Hall of Famers. So the WWE may have oopsed themselves.
I mean, realistically, was Taker ever going to get in, though?
Yeah, I know. Now they have to put him in.
Right. Great.
Fucking, that blows a spot for the
Why
gobbledygooker.
couldn't they have done this with Owen Hart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, and then just not put Hart in? Just ghosted on Hart? I know, right?
Jason, I hate to disappoint you, but Sting versus The Undertaker is never going to happen.
In my dream, every night I go to sleep and I wake up and I hope and pray to God that Sting versus The Undertaker becomes a thing, but we missed that boat.
Yeah.
That 221-11 promo when Triple H fought Undertaker at 27.
Okay.
That was supposed to be Sting.
Really?
Yeah, Undertaker in the cabin
with
the rain. That was 100% Sting was in the cabin. Oh no! It was because you never saw faces until they lost Sting. Yeah.
Damn!
WrestleMania 27.
I thought they were. I just assumed they were intentionally getting people talking, and then
nah, man. Original plan was Sting.
Remember when they lost Sting? They couldn't find where they put him. They're like Sting. He said a lot. Never mind. Fuck it. Let's move on.
Well, lost Sting contractually.
Right. I know what you meant. Never mind.
Yeah, that was supposed to be Sting, bruh.
Oh, damn it! He was in the cabin. Shit.
He was in the cabin.
Wow.
Finkel is Einhorn.
Yeah, no, I never knew that.
Yeah.
But and look, at this point, it's better that match does not happen. Like the entrances would be fucking cool.
44 minutes long. 22 for each.
What a dick.
Does Sting get those sweet Japanese drummers again?
Oh my god, it was so great.
Only if the Undertaker can be the Terminator in this one. But like, let's be honest, it's better that match doesn't happen.
Yeah, I want a face to face, and that's all I want.
That would be cool. And here's the deal. Whenever the Undertaker at this point, it's not even if he's getting in. We know he's going to get in. Whenever he wants to get in the Hall of Fame, if he wants it to be this year, if he wants it to be next year, if he wants it to be 10 years, I don't give a shit. Put the guy in when he wants to get in. If this is the headliner spot for the Hall of Fame, then so be it. It's.
Do you watch that Hall of Fame?
I will, without a doubt, watch his speech.
Okay.
I watch every Hall of Fame anyways, so.
God, I just don't have the endurance.
I will.
Now
that happens with age, Ryan.
I swear to God, if Hillbilly Jim comes back for this year and cuts a 22-minute promo on Opportunity,
I had to say 22. Didn't you?
I'm gone. Well, I mean, Hillbilly Jim. Those of you, I haven't done these in a while, but go ahead and
we
find
don't have the time.
Positive pick at WWE Network. Just go and watch the WWE Hall of Fame from last year, and Hillbilly Jim literally says out of the he says, "I don't want to be too long up here. I want to be brief," and then 22 minutes about Opportunity. Opportunity. There's that word
minutes.
again. There's that word again. Opportunity.
Bad word.
Opportunity.
Was it as bad as Mr. T?
Nah, man, because Mr. T was entertaining.
Mr. T is
Mr. T
still,
wasn't.
I love my mother
He's still giving that speech, by the way,
on Mother's Day and on Rusev Day.
And another long one was the Bushwhackers. But man, they had a hell of a spot trying to bring the crowd back up after the first Warrior Award. The Connor. So it's great on the Bushwhackers being able to pull that one off. But yeah, I mean, I watch the speeches of the superstars that I want to watch. I do not watch the Hall of Fames in full. I can say that.
There was a time when I did. I don't got it in me.
I will do it for The Rock. I will do it for the people.
There you go.
Report back to us then, Tim.
Yep.
Thank you.
It looks like Abyss and Sanjay Dutt are both WWE bound.
Yo, these are so clutch agent pickups. I love it.
I think you can run Abyss in a match or two. Maybe you could put him in the Rumble. That'd be great with that. But like you said, agent wise, tenfold. Yes, such a great pick.
Yeah.
And Sanjay's got such a great mind for the business.
And if
really
if WWE really wants to open up a performance center in India,
yep,
Sanjay,
the original player from the Himalaya,
the only person I know that brought the sprinkler dance to fruition.
He did. Was it the tuxedo match
God,
between
dude,
him
that
and
tweet got deleted.
Whose?
the Abyss tweet?
The tweet of the day. I should have screen grabbed.
Did you read it?
No.
It was something along the lines of, shit, I should have just screenshotted it.
I really should have. It said breaking news. Apparently, the Abyss leaving Impact for WWE
yeah.
has breached contract.
With Impact Wrestling,
Yeah,
Impact has hired as legal counsel Joseph Park.
Yeah,
Park, yeah.
because like I started reading that thing and I was like,
I'm like, oh my gosh, this is
was
real.
like,
I read it too.
fuck.
I was like, holy, I had to read it twice.
And then
Yeah,
I was
had to
like,
read it twice.
and I was like, God damn! Like that was definitely tweeted today. It was taken down.
The Joseph Park picture, I was like, okay, it's just showing both sides of Abyss.
Right? Yeah, that's
Great.
That's
That
what
was so good. Great tweet.
Extremely well done.
Great pickups.
Conan and Tommy
does-
Dreamer have
you
been
guys-
added to the Impact creative.
I
team.
saw that. That's good too.
So I mean,
Who?
Conan
Conan
Dreamer.
and Tommy Dreamer.
and Tomei Dreamer.
Oof. Man, I really wanted Tommy.
I feel like Tim didn't like that.
Yeah, because like part of me wanted Tommy Dreamer to be a WWE guy the whole time, and like now he's not going to. I thought he was going to maybe go in the Hall of Fame this year. Now he's not because he's a part of Impact Creative.
Oh, in Philly, I see what you meant. Yeah, that could have worked.
Oh yeah,
Or in
'cause-
New York, you mean?
Yeah, because
Or, I'm sorry,
he's a
yeah,
New
New
York
York.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no,
Yeah.
no. I have to follow.
Way to go,
the
Tommy.
I gotta follow the Impact money for House of Hardcore.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's good for House of Hardcore.
Yum 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 yum.
I mean, like if
You're so salty.
What would be better for House of Hardcore? That the owner of House of Hardcore is on Impact Wrestling Creative, or the head of the creator of House of Hardcore is a WWE Hall of Famer?
clearly, Tim, clearly it's
Impact
the second
Wrestling.
one. It's clearly the second one.
It's Impact Wrestling. I guess.
But yeah, I mean, both great minds. for the
Sanjay
business.
in 205 or just Sanjay backstage?
Sanjay backstage. I don't really care. I don't have an interest in seeing either of them in the ring.
Okay, so you think it's strictly for?
I think it's agent. They're
Agents.
agents. Yep.
Okay.
Here's the thing: if and maybe Bray comes back at the Rumble, I don't know. I would love to see, because I think obviously Abyss is almost the Impact Mankind, if you will. Mick Foley ship has sailed. And I think even to a Kane type character, but I think I'm past seeing Mayor Jacobs in the WWE. So if Bray is back and in any form of the character that we know him as, I could get on board with a Bray Abyss feud. I don't know what the end game is on it, but I think that could be fun at least to watch. But I don't need them to compete. But if especially Abyss does, I would have no problem with it. But I do not need it.
How old do you think Abyss is?
He's 44, 45.
39.
45. I'm kind of leaning now toward Matt now that I looked that up.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's the wrong side of 30.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Agent.
45.
45.
Yeah, he was old.
Good Lord.
Undertaker's what? 49, 50.
He was born in 93, or I'm sorry, 73.
I was going to say, your math is way off.
Math is
How
tough.
old's Sanjay Dutt?
Oh, that's a good question.
Sanjay Dutt's probably 38. 38.
And I think Taker's in his 50s. He's got to be.
Kane is 50.
Oh, that's not Sanjay Dutt.
That's Sanjay.
Yeah, that's different.
That's no, Sanjay is with an O.
Whoops.
Yeah, I don't know who Sanjay Dutt is.
Sanjay Dutt is not right. That's what it auto-corrected to.
Yeah, Sanjay Dutt.
Did you guys see the picture of was it Taya Valkyrie and
Eli Drake?
Yeah, with
All right, so
Mark?
Sanjay's only 36.
Okay, all right.
So there's maybe some tread still on Sanjay.
Yeah, but I don't know if you need it.
Taker will be 54 on March 24th.
54.
That's the wrong side of 32.
That is the wrong side. But yeah, I guess it was
Sanjay's ring name is modeled after the famous Bollywood actor Sanjay Dutt.
There you go.
There it is.
But
all
I
comes full
guess
circle.
Taker
I'm
was
sorry,
that.
go
I
ahead.
don't know what the convention was, but
It was the SHOT Show.
Okay, but what a weird world we're in, where street clothes Taker is with two Impact superstars, and he has lanyard on his chest that just says Mark. Just like it's such a weird world.
Who was he with again?
It was Eli Drake and Ty Valkyrie.
Oh, okay.
But like I remember in December '95, before the In Your House at the Hershey Park Arena, my dad, my brother, my cousin, and I, because we had tickets to this show. My dad took us into Candy Lane before the event, into the Christmas Candy Lane, and there was a spot where wrestlers would drive in and park down behind the back of the Hershey Park Arena, and you could see them get out of their cars and go in. So we're standing there, we're looking through this fence, and like
the arena much closer to the park than the Giant Center ever will be.
Oh yeah,
the arena was right borders the park.
It was. I mean, the park offices are still in that arena. So because I mean, when the park and the arena were built, I mean, the park was literally a park,
right?
And then the arena was right there, like where Giant Center is a field. But like when Undertaker got there, I mean, he was, and this was at the point where he had the face mask.
Oh, Phantom of the Opera.
The Phantom of the Opera mask. And, he had the mask on and he had purple gloves on. And, like, just to think,
He showed up in gimmick.
You showed up in gimmick.
Nice.
And to think that, fucking 20 years later, Mark is just hanging out with two Impact superstars.
I think that they were there for promotional reasons.
No, I know.
And he was there because he likes guns.
And just happened
because he's a redneck.
It just happened to cross paths with each other, but still, like, sometimes and I get it. Like I know that the Undertaker isn't actually a dead guy from Death Valley, California.
Shut your mouth.
But it's sometimes social media reminds us how weird it is, and all of that as it pertains to wrestling. So I like that picture. Now, something we talked about earlier was the John Cena injury, or potential possible injury, or what exactly it all is. It sounds like it is more gimmick than actual injury, because he is filming a movie, but they were booking him or presenting him as being in the Royal Rumble to help drive ticket sales. He announced that he would be entering the Royal Rumble match during the January 7th edition of Raw. WWE announced that he injured himself in a fatal four-way match against Balor, Corbin, and Drew McIntyre. Cena is working on a unnamed film starting on January 20th up in Vancouver. So, I mean, is it still possible that he's there and in the match on Sunday? Possibly, but I probably wouldn't bank on it.
Yeah, he wasn't scheduled to be a part of the Royal Rumble to begin with.
Right.
So I'm 100% fine with booking him and then him not being a part of it. I mean, that's why there's card subject to change.
Right.
Like, if it's a ploy to get ticket sales, then I hope they got tickets.
Right.
Part of the game, right? I agree.
But
I can't believe Cena's, though, Cena today is selling that many tickets to the Royal Rumble.
Well, I think I do when you don't
Star of Bumblebee,
when you
Star of Blockers,
when you don't have
that classic.
When you don't have Roman, and like
that's a good point.
It's
they are missing.
I think Cena is still your fallback to kids, because if you notice when he came out at the Greatest Royal Rumble, he had the I think it was the black shirt, but they released a black and a navy blue shirt.
I wouldn't have noticed that.
Okay, well that's why I'm explaining.
Oh.
It wasn't the normal John Cena bright happy colors. It was just like "You Can't See Me" or something on the front, and it was navy blue and black.
I thought it was "You Can't Stop Me."
Or something.
Can't stop me. That's what you're right. So
Hammer Time.
But then when he came back in January to Monday Night Raw, it was back to the bright colors and his most recent. The shirt I got Mark.
Yes.
The shirt I got intern Mark for Christmas. So, I
definitely
think
gimmicked toward Mark and kids.
Yes.
Got it.
100%. So I think that was also intentional too, because it's driving, because like the stuff for the Greatest Royal Rumble is already on clearance. This stuff is not. So
right. Okay.
I think it's marketing's playing a thing here. But also I noticed in the last few weeks, and even when they were talking about him this past Monday night, they are, and I read this report back this fall, that they are starting to bill him and present him as the greatest of all time.
Right.
I really think we're getting to 17 sometime in 2019. I don't know how
it doesn't need to happen
or when, but I think we are getting it. I've said
I hope not. I really hope
I've said
not.
numerous times that I think it is going to happen. And the fact that you are beginning to bill him as the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
We're going to get there, because the only way you become the greatest of all time is to beat Ric Flair's number.
You got to be the man. You got to beat the man. That's what they say.
Flair wrote it himself.
He
I mean,
sure
you
did.
know what I mean? And again,
And was Ric Flair in the blockbuster movie Blockers? No.
Yeah, but I don't see anybody talking about John Cena drip.
Ooh. Wow.
And it's hard to hold these pumps down. Jeez, you're losing Jim.
I also don't. I mean, I don't remember Ric Flair rapping though either.
That's a good point.
I'm just saying.
Well, I didn't see John Cena impregnate the entire Mid-Atlantic.
Well, that's
in
true.
The 80s.
He didn't impregnate anything, and that's why him and Nikki Bella aren't together anymore. Hey-o!
Yo, Henry Cejudo about to get that.
Yeah, he is. My God,
I can't wait.
I saw a thing that said like somebody was like joking. I think it was on Cage Side Seats. Was like Nikki Bella on a pole match. I'm like, Nikki Bella's on a pole. You don't even need to have a match. I'm signing up. Total Bellas is back on, and I'm happy about it. I will say, because somebody asked about the Eva Marie being on the Celebrity Big Brother. I don't know if I'm ashamed to admit this or not, because I said last week that I had never watched a single second of a Big Brother season ever in the history of my life.
Welcome.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes, and I have the third one from Wednesday night on my DVR. When I work on getting everything uploaded after we go off the air, that's what I'm going to throw on the TV. So, now will I stay committed if and when she is voted out or whatever, evicted? That I don't know. We'll get there if and when it happens. But it's fun seeing Tom Green. I forgot Tom Green was a thing.
Well, yeah.
Tom Green.
God, isn't he so annoying?
He is like.
But that was his whole gimmick,
right? But like, if you see him in the house,
I think it was a gimmick.
My bum is on the cheese.
Yeah, but that's like the bum was in the Swedish.
Like he's just.
He had nut cancer, didn't he?
He did. He's a solo nut.
Funny what you said nut cancer.
He has.
It was nut cancer.
He has a solo
I wouldn't
nut.
be
now.
laughing if you said testicular cancer.
Oh.
But
So he's
because
crucking
you said
it.
nut cancer.
He's crucking it. Yeah.
No shit.
John crucking it. Help me 3 count.
Oh.
Help me get back on track.
These are the adverbs and adjectives we use.
Crucking.
Your testicles are very John Cruckley.
You're so crucking right now.
Wow.
It's an adverb because it ends in ly.
Wow. Cruckly.
Cruckley. Cruckley nutsack.
But yeah, so I can no longer say that I've never watched Big Brother.
We've really come a long way in this evening. We started with such class with Bryce Remsburg, and now we're traipsing through the second hour saying Cruckly.
Yeah, let's
like in the beginning it was like wrestling's for everybody, family friendly. I didn't say the F word. Jim didn't say the F word. Jim, you said more F words than I did tonight. I was keeping track. And then we ended with John Crux nuts. Nut, actually.
Nut, yeah.
Nut.
But
Tom
Green and John Crux nuts, because together they become plural.
Together they are a full almond joy.
Yeah. Tim, let people know.
Well, there's a little bit of you didn't touch on.
I didn't watch 205. Did anybody
literally just have to say it and we can move on?
Did anybody watch 205 Live this week?
Hey, how did English do on commentary on 205 Live?
Thank you, Tim.
Leave a comment in the section below, and we'll be sure to check it out next time.
Because we ain't going to watch the shit.
I might.
Tim, Excellence Professional Wrestling this Saturday night?
Yes, this Saturday night, Project Blue Book at the Forest Lodge in Sellersville, Pennsylvania, 2118 Old Bethlehem Pike in Sellersville, Pennsylvania. Doors at 6:30. Bell time is at 7. Children under 12 are free with a paid adult. The card is awesome. It's our first event of the 2019 year. We've got MC Hardbody taking on Adam Chandler, the Great. We have the Wicked Army of Blackstrom and the Hermit Crab taking on the undefeated Cats of Destiny. We've got John West taking on Cornelius Crummels. We have as well a 4-way for a chance at the number 1 contendership. We have the Boar of Moldova versus Havoc versus Dan Champion versus Oleg the Usurper. We also have Danger Jameson taking on Will Gounet. And in what I will believe is our main event of the evening, we have the challenger and number 1 contender, Bradford Montague. If he decides to put his number 1 contendership up, relinquish that, he will either have to defend the number 1 contendership against the winner of the 4-way, or he will challenge the newly minted Excellence Professional Wrestling Champion, the Sultan of Smash, the King of Crash, the Duke of Dash, Icarus. All that and more to be seen this Saturday, 6:30 doors, 7 p.m. bell time for Project Blue Book 2118, Old Bethlehem Pike in Sellersville. I would love to see you there.
Charlie, I do not know the card offhand for MLW in Philly. We'll talk about that next week, I believe.
We can look that up and talk about that.
But Charlie did ask this question.
There was somebody about that. Who was talking about that? We have to go see them in Philly. There was somebody we were just talking about.
Maria Manic.
Was it Manic?
Yeah. And when you know what's cool? Like I listen to the Preston Steve show on MMR. They've been giving out tickets to that every day this week.
Good.
So a lot of promotion for that.
Bring some new fans, hopefully.
Charlie asked. He said, "Everyone talks about the moment they got into wrestling. What was the moment that got you out of wrestling or lost interest in a company?"
Oh, that's a good question. Jesus.
I told him we'd answer it, and I almost forgot, and then he reminded me.
So literally when all of the talent from the late 2000s left Ring of Honor. So when Samoa Joe and CM Punk and Low Key and Christopher Daniels and that whole group left, like I tried to stick around for the new guard with Tyler Black and the American Wolves. What was their name before they were the American Wolves? They were something.
I'm drawing
a blank. But Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards. They were the No Remorse Corps with Roddy. And then what were they after? Either way. But I tried to give it a chance afterwards. I fell off for one reason or another. But yeah, that's all it was.
Did you swing back into Ring of Honor then?
I mean, Are
you in ROH on a decent?
I peruse Ring of Honor at a leisurely pace.
Okay.
I don't follow them nearly as enough as I'd like to. But that was my New Year's resolution for 2019.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Charlie says for him it was the finger poke of doom killed WCW for him.
Okay.
I think Vince Russo killed WCW for me.
Man, I would have to probably go with Hulk Hogan and the amount of time that TNA spent on Brooke Hogan. That really sealed the deal with Impact Wrestling for me for quite some time.
I think Impact Wrestling got killed for me when they went to a network that I didn't have.
That's also a really good point.
WWE for a time got killed for me when I was an alcoholic in college.
Dad, Bob broke your beer. No, I didn't. Doug broke it.
That was part. Yeah, you're absolutely right. College, I did not watch a ton of wrestling myself.
We went to college, and I remember. I mean, I know we got WrestleMania 20. We did buy that on pay-per-view up at college.
Right, we went to the pay-per-view, but it wasn't like we were consuming it.
I wasn't watching it every week
on a daily basis, right?
And then of course WrestleMania 26 season got me back into it when Bret Hart came back. So everything always ties back to Bret Hart. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I mean, I never really. I think it was Vince Russo that killed WCW for me. So yeah, that's where we'll.
On an indie level, I guess Bill Brown.
Jesus, yeah, he killed it for everybody.
He sure did.
And yeah, that's that.
All right, so here's the deal. If you're not going to head down to Sellersville and hang out with Tim, come up north, hang out with Jim and I. We are going to
Absolutely.
PPW. They are partnering with Impact Wrestling for one night only New Beginnings. It's at the Holy Family Academy in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. Tickets are on. Tickets are still on sale. They will be available at the door. Some of the matches, we have Sami Callihan versus Rich Swann. That's obviously an Impact Wrestling match. Scarlett Bordeaux, guys. Holy shit. We'll be there. Falaba and Evander James. The Impact title match, Eli Drake taking on Johnny Impact. Plus all of your favorite PPW stars are going to be like the Punk Rock All-Star. Sean Carr is going to be there. One of our favorites from our show. A Philly street fight, Eddie Edwards versus Moose. So that'll be a lot of fun. Come out, hang out with us. It's going to be our first time heading up to PPW. Very excited. Yeah. Something that I think we all talked about with New Year's resolutions, wanting to take in new companies, new things that we haven't done. This is the first indie
show I've been to in a little while.
So this is exciting. Right. This is a huge... I'm entering a great stretch of pro wrestling for February and the end of January. Like, this PPW show...
How close is Hazleton to Wilkes-Barre?
I don't know.
You know why I asked that question.
Grotto Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
We'll look into that. That's
definitely going to look into that. But
then we got Chikara coming up. ACW is next Saturday.
Yeah,
just to
round out, again, you know, we love supporting indie wrestling. The shows in the Northeast Mid-Atlantic that are connected with us. MCW in Felton, Delaware tomorrow night. Of course, Excellence and PPW on Saturday, as well as CCW in Marysville, PA on Saturday night. MCW in Manchester, Maryland on Saturday night. And then H2O in Williamstown, New Jersey on Sunday. So make sure you check any of those out. Tim, where can people follow you?
Oh, at Not the Tool Man across all platforms, Instagram, Twitter. Also, I stream on twitch.tv/Not the Tool Man 3-4 days a week. Starting on Monday, for those that are nerdy, I will be starting the Kingdom Hearts 3 playthrough. Kingdom Hearts will be released on Monday, so I'll be playing Kingdom Hearts 3 all the way through to completion. Not all in one sitting, of course, but come by, hang out. I'm trying to build a really great community over there on Twitch. And as a reminder, Excellence Professional Wrestling this Saturday, Forest Lodge in Sellersville, 6 p.m. Doors, 7 p.m. bell time.
All right, Ryan, where can people follow you?
You can follow me. It's RYN Eagle. There's not a lot going on. Eagles are out, so I'm not tweeting a ton about that.
Our feed blew up today though. Ryan logged into Twitter today, and
I just started randomly liking a bunch of shit.
I always know when Ryan logs into Twitter because I just hear bleep, 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 freaking. I'm like, oh, Ryan logged into Twitter today.
I'm just liking and retweeting shit. So yeah, follow me there, but make sure you're following the 3 Count Thursday page. It's always the number 3 Count Thursday.
Absolutely. You can follow me at Big Jim Sports. But go to 3countthursday.com. Check out all of this stuff over at 3countthursday.com. That is the number 3, never the word 3. You can pay attention to our home network, ngscsports.com, and their sponsor, Alicia's Pillows and Things. This show is sponsored by Alicia's Pillows and Things. There you'll find pillows and stools and much, much more featuring your favorite sports teams, kids, cartoon characters, movie characters, and more. They have neck pillows, full body pillows, and much, much more. Head over to ngscsports.com. Find the Alicia's Pillows and Things tab on the homepage and place your order. Also, go to WrestlingRadioAwards.com. You can vote for us one time per day. Vote for 3 Count Thursday for a live show of the year. The nominations are officially open. And get over there. Again, WrestlingRadioAwards.com. Thank you to Bryce Remsburg for joining us earlier tonight. We'll talk more about that great event coming up in Lancaster. We're out of time. Talk to you next week. Stay safe. Go for the pin.